Tomorrow at noon. Now here comes the Blitz on KTFM Floresville.
San Antonio's Sports Center.
San Antonio Spurs look to bounce back tonight. They're in Oklahoma City to take on the Thunder. Tip-off there set for 8:30. It will be televised on ESPN. Dallas Cowboys have activated all-pro cornerback Deron Bland off the injured reserve list. He is available for this Sunday's game against the Falcons in Atlanta. Trayvon Diggs, though, missed practice today with an undisclosed injury. Micah Parsons, he didn't practice either.
Sports Center is brought to you by Buyers Barricades, the Texas authority in barricade rental. BuyersBarricades.com.
Guess what day it is?
Joe Reinagel.
That's the third time in 7 seasons the San Antonio Spurs are the NBA champions.
Jason Minix.
They go back to big day as Super Bowl champions. Dallas 52, Buffalo 17.
It's the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
Mike. What day is it, Mike? Hump day.
Hump day!
Hump day.
Hump day!
Hump day.
Hump day!
Hump day.
Hump day!
Hump day.
Yeah, here we go.
I love that camel.
You're impressed, huh?
Somehow I want to think you forgot that today was Wednesday.
I did not forget that. How could I forget my favorite day of the week?
Well, it's easy to do at times because as soon as I heard Pledge hit the little button for the intro, the look on your face was, oh, crap, it's Wednesday.
You got to get the pipes working.
For everybody watching on
I got to
YouTube,
warm up the pipes.
they probably saw that.
Yes.
Yeah.
The pipe's working pretty good today, I
Are
must
they?
say. Yeah.
Are they?
Yeah.
Good.
Pretty happy with them.
Are you sure?
Absolutely.
Yeah, well, you should be, I
Yeah.
suppose. Maybe.
You know, sometimes, sometimes you get a tickle in your throat like you just got. Today, I feel clear. No phlegm.
Not yet.
No phlegm.
I mean, 40 minutes into this studio,
No mucus.
and it will arrive. But at least you're at work today. I have a feeling that A.J. Hoffman was not happy that Rob Thompson called in sick today.
It didn't sound like it. I heard a little bit of that, and there was a little razzing going on, maybe, perhaps.
You call that razz? That was straight out bitching.
Well, that too.
I mean, the guy is sick. It happens.
It happens, right?
And we have sick days. You have vacation days.
I don't know. I didn't know Rob wasn't here. I'm driving to the gym. I'm tuning in, obviously, to San Antonio Sports Star, listening, and I just heard AJ. He was not happy.
Well, that's every day that ends in Y, it seems like. but in reality, and Rob got mad at me the other day. He was like, dude, you made me sick. I didn't make you sick. Right? I've not been in the building. When I was sick, I wasn't in the studio. I couldn't have made you sick. And, yeah, I called in sick. What's going around? I know a lot of people that have been dealing with this crap. I blame Pledge. Pledge the other day was hacking up 3 left lungs over there. And, you know, granted, he's in his own little room. He never calls in sick.
Yeah, Pledge is quarantined in that little glass box there.
He is, except for he stays in there except for when he's not. You know, he's always buzzing around somewhere. So if anybody got anybody sick, but I don't know. Told Rob, man, here's what I did. It was 2 days of hell, but it works.
What, you got a secret little formula, a little concoction that you were drinking up?
Dayquil, NyQuil, some steroid stuff. Go to the
steroids.
Yeah.
Wow.
Absolutely. You know those. You know.
You got to be careful with steroids. You know what they do to some things.
Not those kind of steroids, idiot.
They make them smaller.
No.
Some things bigger, some smaller.
There's not enough there with the steroids to worry about that. I mean, you know when you're sick, you go to the doctor and they give you medicine.
Yeah.
To get better. That's what you do.
All right.
I mean, you're the one that's always going to the gym.
That's
Who knows
right.
what you're doing?
Well, you know.
I mean, I say steroids, you're thinking of something else, man. You got to go talk to some guy out back.
So what are you saying? I'm looking pretty buff. Is that what you're trying to tell me?
I'm just saying you need a new steroid dealer as often as you spend in the gym.
I don't think you're supposed to inject the needle into your elbow.
Well, exactly. Yeah. That thing's just not going away either. I got a call, though, from TSAOG today,
Uh-huh.
and they want me to come in and like, it's not rehab. What is it? Physical therapy kind of thing.
Yeah.
So I'm going to do that next week,
Good.
and we'll see what
Why
happens.
don't they just cut that thing off?
I'm not a doctor. I don't tell them what to do. I go in, I do what I'm told. She didn't want to cut it off or drain it or anything like that.
It looks to me like you could just pop that.
It does, like a big old zit.
Yeah, what's that
On
TV
my
show where
elbow.
they pop all the zits?
Pimple popper.
Yeah.
Dr. Pimple Popper.
Yeah. That might be the grossest thing on television.
It's pretty bad. It's pretty bad. But look, I just do what I'm told. When I went in there for the first time, I'll be honest with you, saw this very nice doctor. All the people down there were just extremely nice, and I was expecting them
the
to
worst.
stick a needle in there and drain it out.
They just cut you off right at the shoulder.
And well, whatever. And they
Take care of that elbow.
They didn't do that. So, but I'm kind of I don't want to do anything because it doesn't hurt. And if I just have to have an ugly elbow the rest of my life, I can deal with that.
Most people have ugly elbows. Do you know anybody with a sexy elbow?
Well, no,
The
but
problem
I mean,
is you've got a deformed elbow. You've got something growing out of your elbow.
I could make faces on there and just like maybe I can get a tattoo.
You could.
A clown tattoo or something, and with a big red nose right there.
Clown tattoo.
Yeah.
That is disgusting. Get that fixed.
It really is.
Hey, I don't want it messing with my golf game. All right, so I don't want. And it
what if
doesn't
it improves your swing?
It won't.
Your swing could use improving.
I don't think so.
It really could use improving.
At this point in time, I think it's as good as it's going to get.
Yet you still play.
I do. I enjoy it quite a bit. So it doesn't bother me right now. I can do everything.
But you keep
that I
going
can
to the
do.
doctor.
Well, I thought I should just to see what it was, and I thought honestly maybe they drain it or whatever they do, and they didn't do that. So I got a little elbow pad I wear when I'm working out.
An
It's
elbow pad
kind of
while you're working out.
kind of a compression sleeve thing, right? So I wear that, and I think I'm supposed to wear it all the time, but I don't. So I got to go back next week for a little physical therapy. We'll see what happens.
Good.
I'm letting the professionals take care of it. Unlike you two clowns.
What?
Yeah, y'all cut it off. Whatever.
I just think you could probably just drain it. It'll be fine.
That's your medical opinion?
I just put a needle in that, drain it.
Yeah.
Pimple popper.
Sure.
You'll be good. At least you went to the doctor.
I did.
Because if it doesn't hurt,
it doesn't.
I'm fine.
And it doesn't affect me at all to do anything. I can do anything. So.
See, I can't say anything. In fact, my wife is texting me. See, I've been dealing with the foot. My big toe, my nail is purple, and I won't do anything about it. Because I'm just worried that they're just going to cut the whole nail off, and who knows what's going to happen.
Did you slam it into something?
Yeah, honestly, I have no. I mean, trying to walk and run, whatever. My foot was hurting, and all of a sudden, my toenail is purple.
Yeah,
it's as purple as that 5-hour energy bottle.
Well,
but it doesn't hurt all that bad. I don't want to say it doesn't hurt. It doesn't hurt all that bad. But my fear is you go to the doctor, they're going to cut the whole nail off, and then you got other issues.
You do.
So
sometimes those don't grow back
until
either.
I can't tolerate it anymore. I'm just going to deal with purple nail.
All right. As long as nobody has to see it.
That's it.
Fine.
I'm not like you trying to put feet pictures out there, although I could make some money with my purple toe.
You think?
Yeah.
Nobody wants to see that.
You say that now.
I promise you. I was really disappointed because if you're joining us today and you weren't with us yesterday.
Well, shame on you.
Well, I agree. You should be with us every day, 4 hours a day.
Yes.
But I taught everybody how to flip people off with your toes.
Oh, did you?
And I didn't get any pictures of those.
You did not get any
not.
pictures.
I didn't. So I'm a little disappointed.
Yes, our audience is very smart, very intelligent. I forget who, but somebody yesterday was trying to do that, but they had to use their hands to help their toes. That sounded weird. But clearly they didn't tag you in any photos. Hats off. So that means we have an extra World Series ring we've got to give away at some point today.
That's very true. We do have one of those.
Nobody wanted the ring bad enough to put their feet on the internet.
And I went home just to make sure I could still do it, and was flipping off the dog and the Yankees and anybody that would pay attention with my toes. I can still do it with both feet.
And yet you didn't post about it. So no pictures. It didn't happen.
It wasn't for me to post.
It didn't happen. You didn't post photos, and I'm actually kind of thankful.
Dude, I can do it live on the radio right now if you'd like. I have no issue with that. Left foot, right foot, both feet. What do you want? It's
All right.
done.
Left foot, middle finger, middle toe. Let's do it right now. You guys want to watch?
No feet rule in the new studio.
Head to the San Antonio Sports Star YouTube channel. Joe's going to bare his feet.
Can we get a close-up of this?
Yeah,
Pledge? Is that possible?
Yeah, sit up there on that counter. Let's see what we can do here.
Are we going to do it now, or are we going to a break?
Well, I mean, what do you want, time? All right, we'll take a break, give you time to get over to the YouTube channel. And, boy, talk about a tease.
It's going to be fun.
Joe's Toes coming up.
Yes.
On the Blitz, good Lord, on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Yeah, I went by Sammy's Embroidery and Printing down on San Pedro earlier today to get the 94.1 logo on a nice half zip because it's almost November. It's almost half zip season. You need your logo on any kind of gear, make sure you get into Sammy's Embroidery and Printing. You need a half zip, you need a golf shirt, dress shirt with your logo on it, fishing shirt, doesn't matter. Sam will get you taken care of. He's got all the big name brands like North Face, Eddie Bauer, Nike, Travis Matthew, Port Authority, to name a few. Over 700 uniform lines to choose from all kinds of industries. If you need T-shirts, screen printed, Sam will get you taken care of. If you need caps, he has over 25,000 caps and more than 75 color combinations on display in his showroom, including the popular Richardson 112 style trucker caps, Katie caps, Nike Cap America, to name a few. Nobody has better prices. Sam has all the big name brands. Call 210-824-3900, 824-3900, or go by that massive showroom on San Pedro, 1 mile inside Loop 410, next to Big Lots across from McDonald's, or check the website, samsembroidery.com, for Sammy's Embroidery Club.
The Morning Huddle.
This is the second time in a row where Rob has conveniently forgotten his wallet the day that we go get lunch.
I didn't suggest lunch today, though.
We do lunch almost every Wednesday.
I'd forgotten the day.
They brought us our checks, and then Rob, hey, one of you guys is going to have to cover this. I don't have my wallet.
Oh, man.
And I said, wait a minute, that's exactly what you said last week.
The Morning Huddle with AJ and Rob. Weekday mornings 6 to 10. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Real estate is out of control. Between guaranteed offer programs and new laws about agent commissions, it's gotten so confusing. Know what's not confusing? Paying someone a low flat fee to sell your house. And that's where Listing Spark comes in. Listing Spark is Texas' flat fee real estate company. Flat fee selling is sweeping the nation because it's faster and it keeps more money in your pocket. In fact, professional real estate investors have known about it for years. With Listing Spark, you don't have to pay hefty agent commissions, and you don't have to leave money on the table. If you have a house worth $400,000, you actually sell it for $400,000 without paying $24,000 in agent commissions. And get this, if you get started today with Listing Spark, you can list with a local brokerage for as low as $395. Contact Listing Spark today to find out how much your home is worth for free. See, it's simple. Call 800-MLS-LIST or go to listingspark.com. That's listingspark.com. Listing Spark. Thousands of Texan homeowners agree. Selling's better with a low flat fee.
Between all the holiday parties,
weekend tailgates,
and family get-togethers. Oh, they're here. Hey, who needs something to drink?
we've been overindulging a little more than usual. Thank goodness we both added active liver to our diets to give our livers some much needed support so we have the energy we need to enjoy the holidays.
Active Liver from New Nordic contains a powerful blend of turmeric, milk thistle, and globe artichoke extract designed to give your liver maximum protection and help it do vital jobs like removing toxins from alcohol, rich foods, and sweets.
Try Active Liver today and enjoy all the holiday treats with the peace of mind of knowing you're giving your liver some relief.
Active Liver is available in both a delicious gummy or tablet. You can find Active Liver in stores at CVS or Meijer, or online at Amazon or NewNordicUSA.com.
Robinhood is introducing forecast contracts so you can trade the presidential election. Through Robinhood, you can now trade financial derivatives contracts on who will win the U.S. presidential election, Harris or Trump, and watch as contract prices react to real-time market sentiment. Each contract you own will pay $1 on January 8, 2025 if that candidate is confirmed as the next U.S. president by Congress. Learn more about the presidential election contracts on Robinhood at Robinhood.com/election. The risk of loss in trading commodities interest can be substantial. You should therefore carefully consider whether such trading is suitable for you in light of your financial condition. Restrictions and eligibility requirements apply. Commodity interest trading is not appropriate for everyone. Displayed prices are based on real-time market sentiment. This event contract is offered by Robinhood Derivatives, a registered futures commission merchant and swap firm. Exchange and regulatory fees apply. Learn more at Robinhood.com/election.
If you're a man and you live in or around the San Antonio area, you need to listen to this message. Do you find yourself stressing about or even avoiding intimate moments? Do you find yourself thinking, is it going to work? Does your partner look at you and ask, is it me? Did I do something wrong? Do you get frustrated when things don't live up to their expectations? Men, you're not alone, and we have a solution. For over a decade, Mojo has delivered 100% guaranteed male performance results. Mojo truly works every single time. Guys, Mojo works when all other things fail, and its proprietary formula has helped thousands of men live their best lives again. Yeah! Mojo is 100% natural, blood pressure safe, diabetic friendly, and fast acting. And Mojo is now available in both spray and capsule formulas, exclusively at Pure Line Nutrition. Call Pure Line Nutrition in San Antonio today at 210-494-2210. That's Pure Line Nutrition, 210-494-2210.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, South Texas home for Texas A&M football. Saturday afternoon at 6:30. The Aggies, undefeated in the SEC, take on the South Carolina Gamecocks. Presented by Ewald Kubota and the Angry Elephant. Pre-game at 5:30 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. It's the Blitz with Jason and Joe on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
It is the Blitz here on 94.1 at San Antonio Sports Star. If you're watching on YouTube, appreciate you. Subscribe to the San Antonio Sports Star YouTube channel. It's 2:17. We barely got started. We're already off the rails.
What else is new?
Corey Morales on YouTube says this show is off to an insane start. And we are. For whatever reason, Joe's got a foot fetish. I mean, he and Rex Ryan, all right, cool. Whatever you're into, you're into. That's fine. But Joe really likes to show off his feet.
Well, it's not that so much. I just have special talents. And we were talking about this yesterday. We were talking about flipping people off.
With your toes.
Well, yeah. So you can go a quadruple bird on somebody if you wanted to.
Quad bird.
A quad bird.
Quad bird. Now, most people just go double birds and use your hands, but they're normal. You're not normal. And for whatever reason, you've got this foot fetish. For whatever, there are people out there that like to moon people or flash people or do whatever. You like to toe people.
Well, I'm just saying, the assignment was for somebody to, send a picture in that was going to win a nice World Series ring. Nobody did that.
Well, because nobody wants to put their feet on the internet for free or for a replica ring.
Oh, for free. See, that's the thing. But
wow.
Yeah, I'll do it.
All right.
Because, I think it's a special talent. Not everybody can do it.
So you Joe Reinagle, longtime TV star in San Antonio, now radio star.
See, I didn't get to do that kind of stuff on TV. But I can do it here.
Dude, this is like flashing back to your Drex in the Morning days. Or when you used to do weird stuff with Lyle and Hahn.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
I never got to flip anybody off with my toes, though.
Well.
Now, that's not FCC regulations or anything,
Nah,
is it?
This is the internet. Now, is there anybody in the comments that you would like to direct your middle toe at? Because there are certain people in there that love you a lot. This could be directly at them.
No,
whether implied or you could call them out.
I love everybody on our YouTube page and everybody else that's listening wherever you're doing it. And I'm just sorry for you if you're driving around and you can't get to YouTube.
Oh, but people can get to YouTube. In fact, I was in a YouTube. I was in a YouTube the other day. I'm on a YouTube right now, actually. I was in an Uber the other night, and the guy was watching YouTube on his screen.
Wow.
Yes. So right now, somebody could be watching your feet
while driving around.
While driving around. I mean, think about it. If you're an Uber driver right now, you got passengers and they're stuck listening to us, which we certainly appreciate. Somebody on 410 might be seeing your toes right now. You have Manuel Mendoza said had to pull over for this.
That's right. It's worth it. It could be mesmerizing, so you better pull over.
All right.
It'd be like worse than having 6 beers.
Hector's in the car, but he switched from the radio to YouTube. Get to YouTube right now. Are you going to do this, or are you just going to sit there and dance and stall?
Well, I just thought we were setting this thing up.
How much more setup do we need?
Give people
I'm ready to get on with the show.
More of a chance to get to YouTube, because I hate for anybody to miss this thing. Now,
yeah.
I'm going to actually crawl up.
All right.
If you're watching on YouTube, you're going to see what I'm doing. If you're not, then...
In our new studio, we have all these different cameras.
Yes.
Pledge, can you switch, because... Can we go to a wide shot so we can watch Reinigle crawl up on the counter? And then you're going to have to zoom in on the toe. You can't zoom in, but you can go to a single shot on the toe, right?
If he puts it in the right place.
If I put it in the right place. Pledge doesn't look happy. He's going to he doesn't look happy, does he?
There's a that's what she said joke, and you went right by it. Just get up there and put it in the right place, damn it.
Here we go. Did I get a drum roll or something?
No.
Why
not? What do you need? All right.
Let's see.
How did we miss you crawling up on the counter?
Did you miss that?
Oh, good Lord.
Now I feel like you want to do it again?
No. No.
Can we get this camera here, Pledge?
Yeah, go right into that camera over yonder. All right. All right, Reinigle. Good Lord.
I don't know if we can. We got a camera.
Frank Mateo says they need a graphic content warning on this segment. Absolutely.
Look, I'm going to flip Minix off.
All right, please do.
Right there. You see that?
Yeah.
You see that?
Uh-huh.
There it is.
There's nothing there. What are you doing? There's no flip off there. That's the wrong toe.
It's not. It's this toe right here. And you wrap that around.
Uh-huh. Yeah, but your middle your middle toe is not erect. I mean, it's folded over like the rest of them.
There's a lot of things. I'm just telling you, look at that. It's right there.
Dude, what the hell are you doing? Pledge, can you get... Are you getting this? Are you people able to see this? Reinigle, turn around and look at that camera over yonder.
Over there?
Yeah. See if you could do it on to that camera, because honestly, there is nothing different about your toe.
No,
it's all folded over.
Boom.
Boom. Nothing. There's nothing there. You got to go to the camera.
They can't see that?
They can't see that.
Holy cow. I'm getting too old for this.
Dude, we're all getting too old for this. I mean, you might need some Viagra for your toe. Yeah, well, I mean, but you're not flipping anybody off with your toe.
Right there.
It's not erect. Like if you were flipping somebody off, it would be clear.
It's not as tall.
No, you're not near as talented as you think you are, obviously.
Y'all are all welcome.
Nobody saw anything.
Well,
you didn't do anything.
The cameras are.
Well, I mean, what do you mean you can't help where the cameras are? There's 6 cameras. You know where to look. You spent 25 years in television. Fred has an idea. Can we get a foot doctor on the phone to explain what you just did? Yes.
I'm telling you.
If there is a, what is it, a podiatrist that's a foot doctor?
That is a
It's not. It's your second toe is longer than your middle toe, and your middle toe is curled under.
My dogs were very
offended.
insulted. Yes.
I mean, look at your toe right there. Do you really look at that and think that your toe is flipping anybody off?
Yes, I do.
How? It's the wrong toe.
Well,
I mean, can you not see that?
Everybody's saying the same thing. Look at that. It's up there, and it's flipping you off.
No, that's not. Hang on, put your toe back up there.
Holy cow. Dude, I'm getting a cramp. Are you kidding me? Look at that.
See, it's the wrong toe.
Yeah, that toe's the second one over. It needs to be the
we
third.
got photographic evidence that Reinigle has no talents, and even the ones he thought he has, he has failed at.
I just flipped you all off. How about that?
Uh-huh.
Every one of you.
Yeah. Alejandro wants to know why Joe is out of breath. He had to crawl up on a counter and crawl down the counter.
Look at that. It's perfectly clear.
What?
Perfectly clear.
It's not.
It is.
This is embarrassing.
Well, I just want to know. I mean,
Lloyd says sanitize the table. Joe's getting a cramp. Uh-huh. It's just a nub.
Dude, I don't know if these people crash and burn. I was flipping you off. It was obvious.
I don't think it's obvious.
Obvious. Did you get a shot of it?
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm telling you. Obvious.
So that's not the right toe.
It is.
No, that'd be this finger would be the middle one.
Which one, Minnick?
Yes,
Show me.
This one would be the middle one.
I get it, but
it's not the middle finger.
Do you?
It's
Well,
not
sure,
the middle
I get
toe.
it. Dude, I'm telling you, I just want to know. And just give me a thumbs up or a finger up, whatever you want to do. That was a beautiful. I can't do it with the middle toe.
Well, wait a minute.
It's still the same thing.
Hold on. You can't do it with the middle toe.
No.
You realize to go quad bird up, it's got to be the middle toe.
Dude, that's a
Otherwise,
bird up.
it's.
Give me the picture. Dude, that's clearly a flipping off right there.
It's not the
I'm
middle
telling
toe.
you, it has worked for me for years.
It's not the middle toe. You realize you got your big toe, the second toe. The middle toe would be the third toe because you do have 5 on your feet, right?
It's worked for me for years.
Well,
I'm gonna tell you that.
But so you've been lying to people forever.
People know what I'm talking about.
Ramiro Sosa, thumbs down because you failed. I mean,
I didn't fail.
Well, you just said it's not the middle toe.
It's not.
It's the second toe. Well, then you're not
But
giving
it
the middle
looks like-
finger.
it looks
you're
like-
giving the middle finger or the middle toe. It's got to be in the middle toe.
Nobody said anything about being a
You-
middle toe.
you
I
did.
said I'm flipping you off with my toes. And that's what I did.
No, you said you curled the second toe. Thought you were going to have some sort of unique talent, like a bar trick, like the chick at the bar that can tie a knot with a cherry stem with their tongue, right? I thought you had some weird bar trick that nobody else could do, and in reality, you can't. You just said you can't.
Nobody else can do that.
What?
What I just did.
Nobody else can do that.
Nobody else can do that.
Nobody. Well, you didn't do anything special.
I flipped you off, Minix.
With
You're upset. I get it.
Hold on. You flipped me off
With
without
my
it
toe.
being your middle toe. So you used your pointy finger or your pointy toe. It's not the same.
You guys have no imagination. None whatsoever.
Well, imagination or
No
reality?
no imagination at all. I get up there and perform for you guys, and you see this,
And there's no
the thanks
tipping.
I get.
And nobody's tipping.
No
and
tip.
nobody should.
Yeah.
You're like that one-armed stripper in Wichita Falls. No money being made.
No, she made a hell of a lot of money, dude.
Just from you.
That girl made a lot of money. It wasn't just me. It was everybody in the media.
Well,
I'm putting
I mean,
that.
she was the only stripper there.
I'm starting an OnlyFans page.
Please do.
I don't know how you do that, but I'm going to do it. And just right there, my special talent of flipping you off with the toes. How about that?
Sorry, my friend Tony just sent me a gif of a foot that nobody needs to see, including you. Well, that was disappointing.
Well, y'all are welcome.
Was that disappointing?
Y'all are welcome.
210-656-ESPN, 656-3776. Was that disappointing? Would you let Joe know how disappointed we all are? Oh, Lloyd.
Perfect, Tom. I love that. Is he Tom Guerrero? Camel Toe Joe, sponsored by Texas Towing.
Oh, you gotta give him that hawk too and spit all that.
That's from Lloyd. Uh-huh. Man.
Well, I'm very, I should know then to try and do something special for you guys. It just goes, I get you lunch yesterday. There's no appreciation. I'd try to do something
get me
special
lunch yesterday.
Today, no appreciation. That's fine.
No, if you would have done it, I was all ready to celebrate this, but you didn't do anything.
I did.
You didn't.
Where's the picture?
It's right there.
I want it. Send it to me.
I will send it.
I'm going to send it out on Instagram, And
on your Instagram or SA Sports Star on Instagram?
On both.
Because we might have to get permission to see if these are postable on the
They're postable.
station
Send me the
Instagram.
picture.
Do you know how to post on the station Instagram?
I don't know.
Me neither. We're not allowed. We got to get permission.
Gonna have to do that.
Somehow I think Ryan's not going to want to post.
Why would it not be allowed if it didn't look like I was flipping you off?
Well,
I don't understand.
Because it's ugly feet.
Oh, that's what it is.
It's ugly feet. Although if you can do something about ugly feet, obviously Joe would like to endorse you because his feet are sponsorable since they're not so damn sexy.
Texas Towing, right there.
Yeah, but you realize what Texas Towing is, right?
I have no idea.
It's a tow truck company.
Yeah,
it has nothing to do with feet or toes.
Yeah, I know that. I'm just saying that Tom said that, dude.
Hump day.
We've lost it, dude. Let's take a break.
We're gonna have to.
Thanks everybody for watching, and you're welcome.
Lost like 35 viewers during that.
You're welcome.
Yeah. Let's talk NIL and UTSA. Interesting topic this week. Jeff Traylor, what he said to us on Monday here on the Blitz, what he said during his press conference yesterday, some of the fan reaction. It's just the reality of college sports right now, and especially with college football and with a team like Memphis coming in where there is such a disparity. Let's talk about it and get your thoughts as well on NIL and the current state of college football, and specifically with the UTSA Roadrunners. We'll get into that coming up here on The Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. If you're going to fire up the grill this weekend, before you do, make sure you get into Tri-County Meat Market, because you know that great meal starts with great meat, and there is no better place to go than Tri-County Meat Market in their two great locations. They've got everything you need: beef, chicken, pork, fajitas, poppers, and so much more. You want to do ribs this weekend? Pork ribs, St. Louis style or baby back beef ribs, the English crosscuts, their seasoned fajitas, maybe a brisket, tri-tip picanha, whatever you need. Tri-County has what you need with the, quality you expect, and you can always take advantage of their Pick 5 special. And it's also time to start thinking about your Thanksgiving dinner. Tri-County gets their turkeys from Barber Farms in Colorado, fresh, all-natural turkeys that come between 8 and 24 pounds, never frozen. Those turkeys right now living a good life in Colorado. Get your order in now before they sell out, because they do sell out every year. Tri-County Meat Market, 2 locations on Hebner Road and on Ralph Fair Road, online at tricountymeat.com.
It's the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson.
Thursday on the Morning Huddle, we take a look at how San Antonio fared in Oklahoma City, and how will the Houston Texans fare against the Jets? All that and more. Party starts at 6.
It's the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson. Mornings 6 to 10 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Sometimes I struggle to get to sleep. My body stopped for the day, but my mind is still running. So I take ZQuil.
ZQuil, the world's #1 sleep aid brand, has a range of non-habit-forming products to fit you and your family's needs. Invest in a great night's sleep for the best you tomorrow.
I'm awake and ready to take on anything.
Better days start with ZQuil nights. Explore our products at ZQuil.com. Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
Halloween's coming alive at Target. Jackie and Gordy, the Jack-O-Lanterns, here with last chance Halloween deals. Looks like Mom's got the old pumpkin bucket stocked with the best candy, starting at $5.99.
Lucky pumpkin bucket. Oh, there's Dad party planning with a same-day delivery order.
Yes, it's a BOGO 50% off pizza party with Target Circle. Plus, buy 3, save 40% on soda 12 packs with Target Circle.
Nice saves, Dad.
Make your Halloween come alive at Target. Need it last minute? Get same-day delivery with Target Circle 360. Restrictions apply.
Still getting around to that fix on your car? You got this. On eBay, you'll find millions of parts guaranteed to fit. Doesn't matter if it's a major engine repair or your first time swapping your windshield wipers. eBay has that part you need, ready to click perfectly into place for changes big and small. Loud or quiet. Find all the parts you need at prices you'll love. Guaranteed to fit every time. But you already know that. eBay. Things people love. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
Order for Jennifer C.
Is this my double shot, double cream, double froth, double pump, double hot, double whip, double sleeve?
Yeah. Can you handle that much caffeine?
Hey, did you know Discover automatically doubles all the cash back you've earned at the end of your first year?
Well, I do now.
Seriously, did you know Discover automatically doubles all the cash back you've earned at the end of your first year?
Yeah, you just said that.
Did you say I just said that?
Yeah, I'm cutting you off.
Did you say you're cutting me off?
You earn, we match. Unlimited cashback match. See terms at discover.com/creditcard.
At Frost, some of our services sound too good to be true. Like the largest ATM network in Texas. Early payday, so direct deposits made to personal checking accounts are available up to 2 days earlier. Having a real live banker to talk to 24/7. Or that time a Frost banker gave a San Antonio restaurant her personal debit card number after a customer's card was mistakenly declined at his business dinner. True story. Frost, exactly what you unexpected.
It's time to huddle up and listen close. For 2024, we pay tribute to a true game changer in the world of snacks, the unrivaled, the unbeatable, the pork rind. Yes, it's crunch time, and we're not just talking about the last few nail-biting minutes of the game. We're talking about a snack so audaciously crunchy, it puts those pretentious chips and pretzels to shame. So here's to you, Southern Recipe Pork Rinds, for being more than just a crunch. Southern Recipe Pork Rinds. It's crunch time. Find your rind at H-E-B.
NCE General Contractors, based in San Antonio, is one of the fastest growing nationwide general contractors with a focus on commercial new construction, design build projects, building renovations, tenant finish outs, site upgrades, and building maintenance. NCE President Brian Ehrlich's a former Madison quarterback and proud to support high school football in San Antonio, building relationships first and buildings that last. Learn more about NCE General Contractors online at ncegc.co. That's ncegc.co.
If you get arrested, get out of jail fast by calling AA Best Bail Bonds, 210-225-2121. Text bail to 474747 or online mybestbailbonds.com. You don't have to call attorneys or anybody else. Don't be forced into a PR bond. If the jail offers you one, make sure you understand the conditions before accepting it. AA Best Bail Bonds. Nobody beats their price. They have payment plans. Call 210-225-2121 or mybestbailbonds.com.
License number 149. There's never any FOMO with the iHeartRadio app. You won't ever have to miss out on your favorite shows and contests with this radio station again. Radio 24/7, 365. We're here when you want us. Stay connected and listen anywhere when you download the free iHeartRadio app.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, South Texas home of the NFL. Monday night, Thursday night, and Sunday night football. Presented locally by Flight by Yingling, the next generation of light beer. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
It is the Blitz here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. He's Joe Reinagel. I'm Jason Minix. On Twitter, at Joe Reinagel210. Tweet at me, at Jason Minix. The station is at SA Sports Star. Same for Instagram. At G_C_H tweets, Dad, tell me what it was like before the Blitz went off the rails. We're getting back there.
Back on the rails?
Sure. As long as your shoes stay on.
Well, they're on.
I'm glad I'm a little congested right now.
Unless I get,
I don't have that mushroom scent in the studio.
Unless people want an encore, just let me know.
Anybody wants to see that again, we'll do that in the 6 o'clock hour.
Perfect. Well, Pledge wanted it in his show. Exactly.
You doing a show today? No.
Oh, that's too bad.
Oh, we got the World Series tonight?
That was pretty good last night.
I'm glad the Yankees showed some heart. I wish they had played this whole series like those two yahoos in the front row. We'll get into that coming up because, of all things, that dude, friends with Gronk.
Yeah, unbelievable.
That's a crazy story. Although, and last night was a great night for sports on television. You know, my daughter went to Sam Houston State. I'm watching Sam Houston State play their game. Texas State, tough loss for them. And of course, he had the World Series. So, but I'm watching and knowing and following what Casey Keeler has done with Sam Houston State. If they have made the transition into Conference USA, and they don't really have much, if any, of an NIL program. And last year they sucked, and, Casey Keeler said, if you want to get paid, we're not the place for you. He's looking for guys that will go just play ball. We know Texas State has raised an incredible amount of NIL money, and G.J. Kinney has done incredible things with the portal. They were off to a great start. It's kind of gone south for them, but they were a team that for a while looked like they could make the playoffs, being one of those teams with a very highly paid roster, and by all accounts, because nobody really knows how much money is raised except for what gets made public, but by all accounts, Texas State has raised more NIL money than UTSA. This week, the UTSA Roadrunners, they're playing Memphis. And we all know that Memphis has one of the biggest NIL deals with FedEx at about $5 million. So yesterday during his meeting with the media, and I saw J.J. Perez tweet this clip out, Jeff Traylor was talking about the realities of this week's game.
There's a reason there's a movie about Moneyball, because it's an anomaly, right? We have a tenth of their recruiting budget for a roster, and that's a tremendous disadvantage. There's a lot of those kids on that roster that we recruited and have good relationships with, and we couldn't get them. And the truth, and nobody wants to talk about it anymore, is of course the coach matters, of course relationships matter, facilities matter, the city matters, winning matters, but at the end of the day, people vote with their pocketbook, and young men aren't much different than old men. That matters in the end. I don't want to put the exact number out there because, I just don't want to get that specific, but it's 6 times more than what our roster is.
I'll agree with Jeff Traylor to an extent. There are some players on teams that the coach matters, the facility matters, the city matters, but there's a lot of them that it doesn't. They don't give a damn if they're playing in San Antonio or Timbuktu, as long as they're getting paid. They don't give a damn about who the coach is. There's no loyalty to the coach anymore. There's no loyalty to the city. There's no loyalty to anything except the good old dollar bill. That's it. And that's a lot of players these days in college football.
And again, you look at what UTSA is up against. You just heard Jeff Traylor say in that soundbite, the Memphis recruiting budget is, what did he say, UTSA is a tenth. Their NIL is 6 times more. Now, we know they're getting at least $5 million from FedEx. Who knows what else they're getting? So you can start to do some math to try to figure that out. He doesn't want to give a specific number. I get that. But it is the way things are done in college football. Well, I see JJ tweets that out, and, man, the comments are ridiculous. To me, that's the sign that you have a real program now at UTSA because fans care. And when you're losing games and you're not meeting expectations, and remember at the beginning of this year, we thought this roster was going to compete for that playoff spot. This roster was going to compete for an American Conference championship. This roster might not make a bowl game the way things are going right now. So expectations aren't met. Fans are pissed off. It's a bad year. Happens in college football. The fact that people are upset, I think that's a great sign that UTSA has made it.
Well, they've made it, and, everybody wants to blame Traylor for this, and it's ridiculous because, it happens. You have injury problems. The guys that they are paying money to are injured.
Yeah.
And so, those guys are not playing right now, and there's a lot of young dudes that are out there playing and doing the best that they can for little or no money because they do enjoy San Antonio. They do enjoy Coach Traylor. And so that's the way it is. And I think, look, it's expectations that at preseason, the polls were UTSA was going to finish second to Memphis. That's what everybody projected. That before the season began, that was the preseason projection, and that's why everybody got their hopes up.
And you look at it, and again, with injuries, you've got a young quarterback, kind of like what Jerry Jones said the other day. You're playing a lot of young players. Young players are going to make mistakes. They've got to learn by playing. These guys that are playing right now, making the mistakes, committing a ridiculous amount of penalties, They're going to learn from that. They're going to get better, or they're probably not going to be around. While we talk about all the different ways you can work the NIL system, because you look at Miami. Miami has paid a lot of money for their roster, starting with their quarterback. You look at Sam Houston. They don't have money. Pittsburgh. When was the last time you thought about Pitt football?
It's been a while.
But there was a time back when we were kids, that was one of the gold standard programs.
Dan Marino.
There's an article today from Ross Dellinger on Yahoo. How Pat Narduzzi turned around Pitt. NIL cuts, tough conversations, and an offensive overhaul. He cleaned house. And basically, if you wanted to make big money, he got rid of you. And I'm not sure how they work their NIL collective. And it's 1 year, and they're off to a great start. I don't know if it's sustainable. But it almost sounds like if you want to get money, it's based off of rewards. If you play well, you're going to get bonuses. The way I understand most NIL money, because it's supposed to be name, image, and likeness, although it's really come to pay for play. But I think back to conversations that we've had with April Ansira, who is a part of the group that started the collective over at UTSA. Those guys all have a contract. They get a set amount of money, and for that money, they have to do certain community service deals. But their pay isn't based on performance. It looks like Pitt is doing something that way. I don't know how they would set up their deal with any kind of contract, but the way Narduzzi sounds, if you're asking me about money, I don't want you. I just want to find guys that want to learn and want to win. And yeah, I look at Pitt. They're not competing with players for that UTSA is. So I think that maybe there's something you could look and see what they're doing, but also what are they doing at UTSA? I can't fault a kid that's trying to make as much money as they possibly can at the UTSA level, because the chances of that player making it to the NFL are less than a player that's at Texas or Miami or some of those other big schools. Yes, UTSA has put some guys into the NFL, but for the most part, it's a much higher climb from the American than it is from a power school.
Well, and the majority of college football players are not going to make it in the NFL. I mean, there's just a handful that do and that are successful in the NFL. I don't blame players for wanting money, okay? I don't. The NCAA should have taken care of this 10, 15 years ago, and they didn't. They stuck their head in the sand, just like they always do, and that's why we've got the mess that we've got now. Now, we'll say that college football is probably as exciting as it's ever been because of the transfer portal and the NIL, because you've got teams like Vanderbilt, for example, that is competing now in the SEC, and they haven't before. But the problem is there's got to be something that takes care of this and organizes it, because it's not organized right now. It's just not. And God bless April Ansira for what she's doing and the other collectives here in town. But selling chains for $30 and bobbleheads for $30 and whatever else they're doing is not going to get it done to be able to compete with other schools that you've got to compete with and get players from. It requires a FedEx. It requires a stadium deal like Texas State did. It requires big money donors to come in. The little stuff helps, don't get me wrong, and they appreciate everybody that donates, but it takes that big donation to make these things happen.
It just kind of lifts everything up. And, until then, because I saw UTSA announce they've got some new things like early bird specials where you can get on the field early and take a picture, and sideline passes and trailer bobbleheads, different things like that. They're trying to raise a lot of money. But I go back to all this collective stuff and something that Jeff Traylor told us on Monday afternoon when he was here on the Blitz, because it could change everything, and that's when they go to the revenue share model. Now, I don't know that any of us really know how all of that's going to work. You try to read about it. There is no set percentage that universities have to do in revenue sharing, right? And as of Monday, Jeff Traylor told us here on the Blitz, he's not even sure how it's going to work at UTSA.
July 2025, the schools take over. So the collectives might go away, and then it's on the university. So we'll see what our university is going to do. I'm looking forward to a conversation with President Amy. Dr. Compost is coming up here soon, so we can reveal our plan.
And that's going to be interesting to see what they do and what other schools do. But it's still the same thing, right? UTSA is not bringing in as much revenue as Texas.
Sure.
They're not. And so it's still the same thing. And until we get a unified system in place that somebody has got to come up with, and I think it's very simple. Look, Mike Gundy had a perfect thing as far as contracts go. At least that takes care of the transfer portal. Doesn't necessarily take care of the money portion of it. But look, we need an NFL system for college football. The other sports and universities are fine, but when it comes to college football, it needs to be run exactly like the NFL. You have contracts, you have free agent periods, you have general managers at colleges, and you do it that way. And that's the only way it's going to work.
Well, one of the things that I hope that Owen is here for a couple more years. He has played extremely well. I know early on there were some people not so sure, and Jeff stayed by him, and you look at the way he is playing now, you know that guy's going to get offers.
Sure he is.
He's going to get a lot of offers. The question will become, can UTSA match some of those offers? Can they keep him here? Will Owen return the loyalty to Coach Traylor that Coach Traylor has showed to him? And if it comes down to a financial decision, if this school, and I know every kid is different. There are some that aren't worried about the money. UTSA has a player right now that turned down big money because he knows he's going to the NFL no matter what. Others, you look at it, but that's the arms race that's going on right now. And when collectives go away and it becomes more of a revenue share, then it's up to the university how much are they going to share with the players. And the fact that schools can choose whether to participate or not, or choose whether they want that percentage to be at a lower percentage or a higher percentage, you want to have a real football program, that's got to be the most they can do just to have a competitive roster. That is the landscape right now until there are more literal rules, not just guardrails, but actual rules to where you can have some competitive balance.
Well, look, the administration at UTSA is going to have to decide at that point in time what conference do they want to be in. They want to be in the American Conference, or do you want to go back to the Sun Belt? And no disrespect to those conferences, but if you're not going to pony up for football program and for football players in this environment of college football, then you have no business thinking about going to the Big 12 or the Pac-12 or the whatever 12 and try to play big-time football, because it's just not going to work. You're going to have to pay to get the players to be here. And I think it's look, the better players are looking for the money. It's just that simple. There's no loyalty anymore. Now, UTSA has been fortunate that they've had some guys that have stayed because of that, because they wanted to play for Traylor. But that's rare. That's very rare. And guys are going to go where they're going to get the most money to play football. It's just that simple.
And what you're seeing at Pitt right now, I don't know if that's a sustainable model. He was able to get some players, not pay them a lot of money. You want to get coached up, you want to win, you want to get better at the game, come here. If you're all about money, I don't want to talk to you. I know that's what Casey Keeler is doing at Sam Houston State. I don't know how sustainable that is, and you've got to find the right guys. You know, it's funny, when NIL first came around, you know, Army and Navy and Air Force, they were like, hey, we were the original NIL because they pay their guys. It's not the same anymore. Yet you look at Army right now is undefeated. Navy has that one tough loss to Notre Dame. So you can find guys that just want to play and be successful. But, man, if that's your plan, you're going to have a lot more rough years than your good years.
Well, look, Army and Navy are different because you're talking about a career choice, right?
Sure.
In most, so you're going and you've got a career, and you're, so to me that's completely different. When it comes to everybody else, then yeah, you're going to have to pay, and guys are going to jump all over the place depending, and you know, there was always been under the table agreements,
sure,
and now there still is. I guarantee you, Owen McCown has somebody that represents him has been contacted by somebody, even though it's illegal. That he has,
well,
and it's the way that it goes right now.
And you look at this year, frustrating as hell. because UTSA isn't winning. And I think that's one of the issues, especially here in San Antonio, when you look at some comments, and I realize Twitter is a bad place to try to gauge what's real and what isn't. I'm looking at some of the comments right now on our YouTube channel. That is a bad place to gauge. But when you're not winning, yet still talking about dollars and NIL, boy, that's a lot tougher than when you are winning and people are writing checks. And, locally we're talking about it here with UTSA not winning. You look at what Texas State was doing earlier in the year. Those guys felt really good about the money they were spending. Not sure how happy they're about those checks that they wrote now after yet another loss for the Bobcats yesterday. You look at even bigger checks like, I don't know, at Ole Miss. I mean, Lane Kiffin in the explaining he's got to do. So I do hope the big money types that understand ebbs and flows stay supportive of the university. But you wonder, and we've talked about this, at what point do those guys get tired of writing those checks if championships aren't coming? And we've talked about it at places like Ole Miss, where expectations were different, at Arkansas, where expectations are different. You want to be in that national championship conversation. And you read this article about Pitt football, and they want to be in that national championship conversation like they were back in the 70s. And they've got a guy that started with a $20 million thing, and you know what that guy said? I ain't paying for this crap. You want to get paid? Go earn it. And they went on a completely different kind of system. And right now they're undefeated.
I love it. They've got SMU this week, so we'll see. We got one school that's living by NIL, one school that's not. So who wins, SMU or Pitt? So we'll see what happens. But look, I think it's sustainable. And what Sam Houston State is doing is sustainable for them because they're not going anywhere. They're going to be right where they are. They're going to be happy to have a winning season, and they're not moving up anywhere. But if you're UTSA and we hear the talk, and they've moved conferences now, I don't know how many times, if you want to play with the big boys, you're going to have to find a way to pay like the big boys. And right now, UTSA is just not in a position to do that.
Well, and I think about, when they were talking about PAC, and I was like, wait for the Big 12. From a school budget standpoint, and I realize the TV money is a game changer there, but can they afford to go Big 12? Their NIL, can they afford to go Big 12? When you look at the schools around the Big 12, like you look at Texas Tech and that oil money that they had infused in there, and you wonder why everybody's mad at Joey up there in Lubbock right now. Think about that. Could have been Jeff. But I mean, they're not. Well, I mean, Texas Tech's awful this year, and they spent a lot of money up there with that oil money.
And if you're spending that kind of money and you're
you want results.
A deep pocket donor, yeah, you want results. And if you're not getting them, then yeah, things will change, or you're not as apt to write that check next year.
It's going to be interesting to see how it all plays out. Big game this weekend. UTSA and Memphis. We've got tickets we'll give away a little bit later on here on the Blitz. You can go to that game. 11 a.m. kickoff. If you don't win the tickets, buy them at GoUTSA.com. Go figure, that fan from the Yankees game, celebrated like a hero, is friends with Gronk. Really? We'll explain coming up here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Got to tell you about Stevens Roofing first, though, before we go. I've been talking about Stevens Roofing for a long time now. Family-owned company, local company. And I tell you what, your roof covers your home, it covers your family, it covers everything you hold dear. You need a reliable roofer you can trust. That is Stevens Roofing. And they can do anything at Stevens Roofing. Commercial project, they can handle that. You want a metal roof on your house, they can handle that as well. This is important. They're licensed by the city of San Antonio. Estimates are always free when you call them at 210-785-0994. And if you're like me and just about everybody else on the planet looking to save a little money these days, and you've been thinking about going solar, well, guess what? Stevens Roofing can help you out there as well. And solar panels are increasingly affordable. In fact, they can save you money on your monthly utility bills. They can often increase the value of your home, and there are options to keep the lights on if the grid goes down. That's important these days. Stevens has a team of certified experts who will deliver solar solutions that are tailored to your specific needs. So for roofing or for solar, call the local company that's been trusted for decades. Call Stevens Roofing, 210-785-0994. Stevens Roofing has your family covered. Give them a call, 210-785-0994.
You're riding with the Blitz. Afternoons 2 to 6, KTFM Floresville, and everywhere at sasportstar.com. 1, 2, 3, Cowboys! South Texas home of the Dallas Cowboys. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Sunday at noon, the back-to-back road trip ends in Atlanta with the boys taking on the Falcons.
I like this kind of party!
Pregame starts at 11, presented by AA Best Bail Bonds and Ewald Kubota.
You asked for it, you got it! How about them Cowboys?
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. South Texas home of the Dallas Cowboys.
Joel, don't you just love Halloween?
It's okay, but I do like your troll costume.
I'm not wearing a costume.
Folks, if your home's AC starts making those witching sounds or the pipes in your wall start moaning and clanging like ghosts having a party, call Quarter Moon at 651-5899 and we'll send our team of highly trained
Ghostbusters!
I was gonna say technicians.
I ain't afraid of no clogs.
Quarter Moon Plumbing and AC, 651-5899. License number TACLA 141074E M16004.
Not to brag, but Progressive's Name Your Price tool is mankind's greatest tool ever. Even better than the wheel. Sure, without the wheel, we wouldn't have modern transportation or funny videos of dogs riding skateboards. But without the Name Your Price tool, we wouldn't have easy access to auto insurance options based on our budget. And, well, cars do need wheels. They also need insurance, and insurance never goes flat. Learn more about the greatest tool ever, the Name Your Price tool at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Price and coverage match limited by state law. Not available in all states.
Don't let pain hold you back from living your best life. I'm Dr. Jason Garrett with Arasti. At Arasti, we're dedicated to providing fast, effective relief from pain. Whether you've been dealing with a chronic discomfort for years or have recently suffered an injury, our goal is to help you recover quickly. Our treatment is all natural, non-invasive, and covered by most insurance plans. With convenient locations nearby, relief is just a call away. Visit Arasti.com. That's AIRROSTI.com. Arasti, we fix pain fast.
Life insurance. Why are you putting it off? Can't afford it? Too much hassle? Think you don't need it? There's lots of excuses for putting off life insurance. But if you weren't there, who would pay the mortgage and other bills? With Ethos, you could be covered in 10 minutes and boom, family protected. Ethos, fast and easy online term life insurance. Up to $2 million in coverage with no medical exam. Some policies as low as $1 a day. Answer a few health questions and get your free quote at getethos.com. That's getethos.com.
Hey, James Pledger. The NBA is finally back. Play Pick 6 from DraftKings, an official partner of the NBA. It's super simple to get started. First, download DraftKings Pick 6 app. Then, select 2 or more players, like Wemby and CP3, and choose if they'll have more or less of a stat, like points, rebounds, three-pointers, and more. And for all first-time Pick 6 players, check this out. New customers play $5 and get $50 in Pick 6 credits. Download the DraftKings Pick 6 app now and use promo code KTFM. That's code KTFM for new customers to play $5 and get $50 in Pick 6 credits. Only on DraftKings Pick 6. The crown is yours. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Must be 18. Plus, age and eligibility restrictions vary by jurisdiction. Void where prohibited. 1 per new customer. Bonus award as non-withdrawable Pick 6 credits that expire in 30 days. Limited time offer. See terms at pick6.draftkings.com/promos.
I'm still going for it, even with higher stroke risk from atrial fibrillation and a regular heartbeat not caused by a heart valve problem. Over a 3-year study, Eliquis apixaban tablets reduced stroke risk better than warfarin, and over 97% of Eliquis patients did not experience a stroke. A first stroke occurred in 2.9% of warfarin patients versus 2.3% of Eliquis patients.
Don't stop taking prescription Eliquis without asking your doctor. It may increase your stroke risk. Eliquis can cause serious and in rare cases fatal bleeding. Don't take Eliquis if you have an artificial heart valve, abnormal bleeding, or antiphospholipid syndrome. While taking, you may bruise more easily or take longer for bleeding to stop. A spinal injection while on Eliquis increases risk of blood clots, which may cause paralysis, the inability to move. Get medical help right away for unexpected bleeding, unusual bruising, bruising, or tingling, numbness, or muscle weakness. Medications such as aspirin products, NSAIDs, SSRIs, SNRIs, and blood thinners may increase bleeding risk. Tell your doctor about all planned medical or dental procedures. Learn more at Eliquis.com or call 1-855-ELIQUIS.
San Antonio Sports Stars 50K Pro Football Pick'em giveaway is back. Head to SASportsStar.com and pick the winners of each pro football game every week to earn points for each correct pick. Highest points each week wins a $25 gift card to Mellow Mushroom. Highest points overall scores $1,000 worth of tickets from A Awesome Tickets. Pick the winning ticket of every regular season game. Win the grand prize, $50,000. This is an audience national contest across multiple markets. The 50K Pro Football Giveaway. Register and win at SASportsStar.com. San Antonio's Sports Center.
Cowboys cornerback Trayvon Diggs missed practice today, but he did meet with the media, and he also offered up an apology to WFAA TV's Mike Leslie for his outburst after the San Francisco game. He even gave Leslie a can of D's Nuts. By the way, Deron Bland has been activated off the injured reserve list. He is eligible for this Sunday's game against the Falcons in Atlanta, and the Spurs in action in OKC tonight.
Sports Center is brought to you by Buyers Barricades, the Texas authority in barricade rental. BuyersBarricades.com.
Guess what day it is?
Joe Reinagel.
That's the third time in 7 seasons the San Antonio Spurs are the NBA champions.
Jason Minix.
They go back to big day as Super Bowl champions. Dallas 52, Buffalo 17.
It's the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
Mike. What day is it, Mike? Hump day. Hump
day.
Hump day.
Hump day.
Hump day.
Hump day.
Hump day.
Yeah.
Whoa.
I love that.
Yeah,
it's 3 o'clock.
You finished
3 o'clock.
early.
It's 3 o'clock.
You finished early.
Well, you're
Mike.
my wife?
Mike. What day is it, Mike?
Well, I mean, Pledge was halfway to
I'm just saying.
hitting that button one more time. There's one more pump in there, and then no.
You know how this works? Even though it's an intro at 2, but at 3, there's 3. At 4, there's 4. At 5, there's 5. That's the way this works.
Guess what day it is?
We've been doing this a while, Minix.
So you're saying Pledge was the one that was out of rhythm?
No, he wasn't out of rhythm.
Yeah, he was ready for one more.
Not at all.
And you bailed.
Well,
you ripcorded.
I'm used to disappointing people. It happens.
More often for you than it should.
Absolutely. Happy Hump Day, everybody. Hope you're having a great day. It's kind of a gloomy looking Wednesday out there, isn't it?
How would we know? We're in a studio without window.
Well, I
mean, there used to be a window in this studio, and actually there still is. It's just behind a fake wall.
Well, when I when you drove in, it was raining.
It was raining.
So I don't know if it's still raining or not. It was kind of a gloomy Wednesday when we walked in here.
Well, that's why you're supposed to make people smile.
Yes, well, we try.
Is it moist or wet?
Sometimes,
moist.
Moist.
Today was definitely moist.
I would say moist, yeah. I don't know what it's doing now, but it could be wet now.
Or?
Moist.
Or?
Soaking.
Soggy. Moldy.
Moldy? Wow, that's extreme.
Well, could be. Because
Pledge, quit trying to talk to Joe through the wall. I mean,
I'm frustrating Pledge today. Have you noticed that?
Well, and it's an idiot question from Pledge when Halen over there just rolls his eyes. I mean, now granted, he's a Notre Dame type, so he's not very smart to begin with.
He's a domer, huh?
Yeah. I'm in a wannabe domer.
It was more of a question to myself out loud. I'm just like, why mold, of all things?
Doesn't rain cause mold?
Not in seconds. Moist? Not in seconds. Not in hours.
Well, it's in the first rain we've had in the history of San Antonio, is it? May have just increased it. Who knows? And plus,
you think I'm an idiot?
See, Pledge, the problem you have is that you're trying to make some of the things that we say make sense. And if you're trying to do that, then it just doesn't. You're going to frustrate the hell out of yourself.
Now wait a minute. Now we have to have a discussion here. Because people will say, man, I don't know how you talk for 4 hours. That's easy. Making sense for 4 hours is the hard part. Making sense with you for 4 hours is extremely difficult.
Part of the process of this fine show is to try and entertain and say things that people might find funny or scratch their heads and want to say, what the hell are you talking about?
The problem is most of the time when somebody has to scratch their head to figure out what you're trying to talk about, you're dead serious and think you're onto something.
No.
You don't say things just trying to be silly. You think you're actually being smart.
Well, no, not when I'm saying moldy, because we were going with a theme there. You went from moist to wet to soggy to moldy. So it depends on where you're going there.
I didn't go soggy.
Somebody did.
You
said soggy.
You.
It was me.
You went
soggy. Well, that's a natural
I
progression.
said soaking.
Isn't that the natural progression? Soggy. Extremely wet. I mean, I don't know what would
it's
a
wet or
dumber
it's
say
dry.
about that? What's
Dry.
the natural progression at Notre Dame, Halen?
Well, he doesn't know.
He has no clue.
He's probably never stepped on their campus.
They obviously don't teach them anything at Notre Dame. That's obvious. Although he's a hell of an engineer, I will say that.
Is he?
Sure he is. He must have learned that at
the Jeff Canell School of Broadcasting.
Marcus Freeman said their kids actually have to go to school.
Domers?
Marcus Freeman's the head coach at Notre Dame.
I know who he is.
Okay, just check it.
Yeah, I know exactly who he is. Except if he's a star and he doesn't want to. I'm sure Marcus Freeman doesn't make him. I think Dion makes his kids go to school, too. They even have to wear suits, don't they? That used to be the case.
Gillespie sends a text. Gillespie might need her own segment.
She might, right?
The sun has now dried up the moisture because you're on air.
Oh.
I don't think that's a compliment.
You don't think so? The sun is out because we're on the air.
One, you have to understand Gillespie and her sixth sense of humor.
Well, does anybody understand Gillespie and her sense of humor?
Well, that's why I said that's not a compliment.
Thanks, Lisa. By the way, we're out of ice. I'm just saying.
A dry humor from Lisa.
I'm kidding.
Let's do the headline blitz.
This is Jason and Joe's Headline Blitz. Two guys, two opinions, never enough time.
Life is too short to deal with a lot of BS, right?
I agree with that,
and
yes.
The Cowboys season, stressful enough, all the crap going on. And Trayvon Diggs, as we know by now, everybody knows, he just went after Mike Leslie at WFAA because of a tweet. There was nothing wrong with the tweet, by the way. I don't think there was anything wrong with the tweet. Diggs found it offensive. Went after him today. Interesting, couple of things adding up to 2 + 2 is always 4. Mike McCarthy said Diggs graded out probably his best game of the season. Diggs felt like he played his best game of the season. But there was that one play that Mike Leslie saw a video of and asked, "What are you doing?" And that's part of the reason why Trayvon reacted the way he did. Then he kind of doubled down on Micah Parsons' podcast. And then he probably had a conversation with Cowboys PR. And today, you had an apology from Trayvon and a gift.
Two, right?
The flavor you want, I got ranch, I got banana pudding.
I'll go ranch. I'm not a banana guy.
All right, here you go.
Which one's you?
I'll go with these.
Yeah?
Banana pudding.
You see a fan sent some of these to the station too, man.
Cheers. All good.
My bad, man. If I misread the play, I appreciate you apologizing. I'm sorry too.
Yes, sir. Appreciate you.
Thanks, man.
Good.
Oh, I need some Kleenex. This was a very touching scene from the pictures I've seen. They were just hugging, and it was just all
good conversation.
Oh my goodness, yes.
These nuts.
Yes. Did he say that banana pudding?
Yeah, that sounds awful.
Who the hell's gonna eat D's nuts banana pudding?
You don't want banana D's nuts?
No.
No?
D's nuts.
Banana. You don't like banana pudding?
I love banana pudding.
Well, you don't want them.
Not with D's nuts.
But you'd rather have ranch?
Yes. I would rather have
over
ranch.
Banana pudding.
Yes. On D's nuts.
Why are D's nuts jokes always so damn funny?
That was a very sweet moment at the start today.
But they talked it out.
I'm sorry.
And one of the things, and look, I get this. Mike saying there at the end, I misread the play. He saw it on film. And a lot of times we're bitching about a player, especially in the defensive backfield, when we don't know what his assignment was. But we can look at film and you see something and it looks like, and maybe in that particular play, Diggs was explained to him, this was my responsibility and this is what I was doing. And all right, cool.
That's all Diggs had to do from the very beginning.
Exactly.
So, dude, this is what I'm supposed to do. Kittle's running. I've got to keep him out of the end zone.
Yep.
That would have been a much better look. But I get it. And that's good that Diggs came out like that. And
yeah.
I have a feeling Mike Leslie, though, because you heard him say that some viewers sent him some D's nuts.
Absolutely.
So they probably got D's nuts all over the place.
They do have D's nuts all over the place.
Yeah.
Just not the banana pudding kind.
Mike Leslie's a good dude, and he's a very good reporter. And all those guys know them very well because they were Tegna, owned Ken's as well, that owns WFAA. So,
yep,
good folks up there.
One of Ryan Eagle's favorite people on planet Earth, Aaron Rodgers, has a new way of finding that fountain of youth, which is bad news, Texans fans. You get the Jets tomorrow night. Man, a lot of Texans fans are nervous about this game.
They should be.
Yeah, so what's his new fountain of youth regimen?
Well, his new it's water with cayenne pepper.
What?
And it's a mixture that he drinks. Apparently, it's the fountain of youth, according to Aaron Rodgers.
Have you tried it yet?
I have not. A kicker actually turned him on to this.
A kicker?
He started using it before last week's game against New England, which doesn't say a lot, but maybe it takes a while to kick in.
Pun intended?
Yeah, and so it's supposed to, like, relieve aches and pains. And when I'm reading the story, actually cayenne pepper does that. It I don't know, the inflammation in your body, it shrinks.
Okay.
So, which inflammation is what causes pain.
Uh-huh. Now, was the kicker Greg Zuerlein? Because that guy's not having a good year.
No, I don't think so. It didn't mention the kicker's name in the article that I
it's
saw.
just because he's a kicker.
Right. It just
he
said
doesn't get name recognition. Yeah, some damn kicker.
It may have said punter. It was one of those guys that only comes
don't
in.
Don't let facts get in the way of a good story.
Well, no.
Probably Mason. He played with him forever.
I mean,
so anyway,
yeah, you're jumping to conclusions, assumptions.
He's taking this cayenne pepper water mixture. I don't know how much he drinks or if it's just once a day.
Are you going to try it?
No. Why would I?
Inflammation?
I'm in great shape.
Shrinkage?
Great shape. Well, I don't want shrinkage. Nobody's looking for that. And I'm sure that inflammation in the bones. The bones. Yeah, well, I'm not trying it.
Really?
No.
Brilliant.
Well, we'll see how, because I actually think the Jets are going to win this game. I do. I think they win this game. Wait. And so I'm a little nervous for Houston Texan fan. But so when I'm thinking about, who I'm going to place a little scratch on, I'm thinking the Jets at this moment in time.
Jets favored by what? 1.5?
Point and a half. So it's really it's a pick'em game.
How are you guys feeling about this game? Texans, Jets. If Joe's leaning Jets, I don't know. At Joe Reinagle 2-0, at Jason Minix, especially for you Texans fans. Or if you're watching on YouTube, you can always comment there.
Please do.
Because, man.
I know our two Texan fans on our YouTube page will say I'm crazy.
Well, is there only two? There's that many now?
There may just be one. I'm not sure.
The same guy?
Yeah.
I don't know. How are you guys feeling? I mean, tomorrow night's game is weird because we'll get into it. I could see why. CJ on the road. The Jets killed him last year. You're down to 81 receivers. Aaron Rodgers is Aaron Rodgers. Yeah. Well, you got two bad offensive lines, but, I mean, the Texans have a better kicker.
Well, they got a better quarterback, too.
Can they win this, 9-3? It's possible. I don't know.
They do have a better quarterback, too.
That they do.
Yes.
That they do. It is the Blitz here on 94.1 at San Antonio Sports Star. The New York Yankees, they avoid the broom. They keep the World Series alive. Although the story is about some dude in the front row. We'll get into that coming up. And his friend, here on the Blitz plus Ballou at about 3:35 to talk Texas Longhorns. When you need an electrician, you know Hill Electric is available to you 24/7 for residential and commercial needs. I've used Hill Electric at my house over the years for a variety of different projects, like extra outlets that they added in the garage. They put a spotlight over one of the grills outside, dimmer lights in the living room. Whatever your project is, Hill Electric has the right service at the right price. There is never a service charge, and there's always free estimates. So it costs you absolutely nothing to figure out what it will take to get a project done. Whatever your project is, you need USB ports added in. You got a light that's always that's flickering or needs to be moved, a fuse that's always blowing. They'll get you taken care of because they've been doing it for over 3 decades. The family-owned Hill Electric has served San Antonio homes and businesses. Call 210-404-9074, 404-9074, or hill-electric.com.
Dallas Cowboys head coach Mike McCarthy goes one-on-one with the morning huddles, AJ and Rob, Friday mornings.
I have to ask the sun. At some point, is that ever going to be addressed?
Talking about it
In the stadium, the 325 sundial effect, it just seems something that we can fix. Let's put some curtains up.
Okay, noted.
Mike McCarthy's unfiltered look at the Cowboys' upcoming game. Friday mornings at 6:45 and 9. Presented by AA Best Bail Bonds on 94.1. San Antonio Sports Star.
Aaron Lewis and the Stateliners. The American As It Gets Tour. February 6th, Majestic Theater. Am I the only one? Tickets on sale now at majesticempire.com. Take a bullet for being more free at aaronlewismusic.com. I'm American as it gets. Aaron Lewis and the Stateliners. American As It Gets Tour.
Robinhood is introducing forecast contracts so you can trade the presidential election. Through Robinhood, you can now trade financial derivatives contracts on who will win the U.S. presidential election, Harris or Trump, and watch as contract prices react to real-time market sentiment. Each contract you own will pay $1 on January 8th, 2025 if that candidate is confirmed as the next U.S. president by Congress. Learn more about the presidential election contracts on Robinhood at robinhood.com/election. The risk of loss in trading commodities interest can be substantial. You should therefore carefully consider whether such trading is suitable for you in light of your financial condition. Restrictions and eligibility requirements apply. Commodity interest trading is not appropriate for everyone. Displayed prices are based on real-time market sentiment. This event contract is offered by Robinhood Derivatives, a registered futures commission merchant and swap firm. Exchange and regulatory fees apply. Learn more at robinhood.com/election.
George gets justice.
Hurt in a wreck? Get George. Hit by an 18-wheeler or commercial truck? Get George. Injured at work? Get George. When you're dealing with personal injury, you need to get George because George gets justice. I'm George Salinas, and my San Antonio-based firm has been recognized across the state of Texas and the United States. Call George Salinas Injury Lawyers today at 210-225-0909 or visit getgeorge.com.
George gets justice. GetGeorge.com.
Order for Jennifer C.
Is this my double shot, double cream, double froth, double pump, double hot, double whip, double sleeve?
Yeah. Can you handle that much caffeine?
Hey, did you know Discover automatically doubles all the cash back you've earned at the end of your first year?
Well, I do now.
Seriously, did you know Discover automatically doubles all the cash back you've earned at the end of your first year?
Yeah, you just said that.
Did you say I just said that?
Yeah, I'm cutting you off.
Did you say you're cutting me off?
You earn, we match. Unlimited cashback match. See terms at discover.com/creditcard.
In business, service is everything. Cintas delivers what you need to better serve your customers. Whether it's freshly laundered work apparel for almost any job imaginable, tested and inspected fire protection systems, first aid and safety supplies, on-site AED training, or mops and restroom products, stocked and ready when you need them. Better work days happen together. So visit Cintas.com.
Oh, I'm ready!
And get ready for the workday.
This Saturday, be at the Alamo Dome as your UTSA Roadrunners take on the Memphis Tigers. And remember to wear black. It's the Lights Out game and UTSA salute to local businesses. Tickets start at just $21 at GoUTSA.com. It's the UTSA Roadrunners hosting the Memphis Tigers this Saturday in the Alamo Dome. Kickoff at 11 a.m. Visit GoUTSA.com to secure your seats now. UTSA football, it's more than a game. It's an experience.
The 149th Fighter Wing of the Texas Air National Guard is hiring both full and part-time positions with over 180 different career choices, including cyber, healthcare, communications, avionics, electronics, and more. The Texas Air National Guard offers a variety of ways you can serve. Earn education benefits that would cover tuition towards a bachelor's degree. To learn more, Google the 149th Fighter Wing. That's the 149th Fighter Wing of the Texas Air National Guard.
The Morning Huddle.
But I can't master the bidet. There's a hover factor that I haven't quite figured out yet.
Yeah, I don't want no one to show me either.
Yeah, that's one of those you got to learn on your own. You got to do some OJT on this one.
Right,
I'll teach you, man. Yeah.
So what do I do, dude?
Yeah, just you lean forward and then you wiggle a little. There's an aim that you got to zero in on this. It's like a bombardier during World War II.
The Morning Huddle with AJ and Rob. Weekday mornings 6 to 10. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
It is the Blitz here on 94.1 at San Antonio Sports Star. Maybe you're watching on YouTube. Subscribe to the San Antonio Sports Star YouTube channel. He's Joe Reinagel. I'm Jason Minix. You mentioned the two Texans fans, and both have chimed in. Ben, I was worried, but now that Joe is leaning Jets, I feel better about the game. Chris Bell says, Joe to pick the Jets over my Texans. He's a curse, which means the Jets will lose. Now, you want to get your picks in on the Pro Football Pick'em Challenge, do that at sasportstar.com. Even if you haven't played all year, that's cool. Weekly winners get that gift card to the Mellow Mushroom. At the end of the year, the local grand prize winner gets $1,000 worth of tickets from Awesome Tickets.
Yeah, get on in there because I'm getting hot at the right time.
Are you?
Yeah, so we must have 3 Texan fans in because Chris was a new one. Joshua Jimenez is the other guy.
Oh, yeah, Josh.
About.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I haven't heard from Josh.
I haven't heard from him, but I'm sure we will because they got to stick together. Yeah. What else are they going to do?
Well, they all sit together at lunch.
Yes.
The Texans as the side chick team.
Listen to 94.
They're, yes, listen to 94.1. Pledge, what'd you do to my computer? All right. We on the air? This thing working? All right.
What's going on? Oh, that computer went off.
Well, that went off, and Pledge went, oh, like the you're about to hit a pole.
Huh.
He had that look on his face, which is kind of frightening when he's driving the ship. Yep. Where were we? Pro Football Pick'em Challenge?
Yes.
sasportstar.com.
Which is where I'm going right now.
Grace Hansen says, go Texans. Side chick team looking pretty good. And you wonder, like, we'll have that game tomorrow. Texans, Jets here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, brought to you by Flight by Yingling, as all the Thursday night games are, the next generation of light beer. We have a World Series game tonight, and honestly, I didn't think we would get one. The Yankees, and I like the pitching matchup tonight for the Yankees, kind of like I liked them in Game 1, and they needed, the Dodgers needed extras to get Game 1. Can they get another performance out of Garrett Cole? But today the conversation wasn't what the Yankees did. Their bats finally woke up. Aaron Judge finally woke up. It was about some guy sitting in the front row, and how does he not get arrested for what he did to Mookie Betts?
Fly to right by Torres. Betts in the corner. Does he have room? Fights with the fan. And they're going to say that it's an out and fan interference. So an out, one gone in this first. It's the second time that Gleyber Torres has hit a ball that has ended up in fan interference in this series. He had the home run turned into a double back at Dodger Stadium. And yeah, Betts has that ball in his glove, and this fan literally tries to take his glove off. Pries the ball out of there. A for effort.
Well, he won't be watching the game much longer.
Wow, he might just from a TV. Going to be watching us on the TV.
Yeah, and then the guy becomes a hero.
He does. Of course, that was what it sounded like watching on Fox. That was early in the game. I can only imagine what World Series tickets cost in New York. Now, he's a season ticket holder, but still, what an idiot.
Well, I don't know. It depends on who you listen to. I've heard a lot of people say, oh, well, that's just the guy just trying to get a ball. Look, he could have hurt Mookie Betts. The way he was twisting his glove around and all. I mean, look, dude, just let the guy go. You can't do that.
He originally wasn't going to be banned from tonight's game. Now he is. And then to make the story even weirder, and again, I think about all the different things that have happened at NBA games. I've never seen anything like that. He put his hands on a player. That should be like, you're out, you're arrested. I mean, all the different fan code of conduct rules out there. And turns out this guy went to college with Gronk.
This is actually the first time I'm seeing this live. Okay. And here's a little fun fact. That guy right there grabbing Mookie Betts' glove
Don't tell me you know
was
him.
my friend in college.
Gronk, stop it right now.
He was on the ice hockey team, the club Arizona Wildcats team, ice hockey team. And let me tell you, the whole hockey team, they were absolute maniacs. They were undescribable, just how wild
Animals?
these guys... Animals, yes. How wild these guys were. And him doing that represents him very well. I mean, he is all in for his teams. He is all in for the Yankees. I remember him talking about the Yankees all the time, how he loves them so much. And that describes him perfectly, just doing whatever it takes to help his team out. But he's a beauty.
Okay,
he is a beauty.
Okay,
and I just want to say congratulations.
Congratulations!
For shining when your moment came.
Shining.
Okay, we're not talking any football today. I need to recue the tape. Gronk, we can call him a beauty, is what you just said. You're telling me this is okay?
No, I'm not saying it's okay.
Well, now I want you to tell me what you think of what your
on Up
friend
and
did.
Adams with Kay Adams. That's just another bizarre twist to the story, and the fact that this guy wasn't arrested. He goes to the bar, and ESPN does a nice fluff piece on him.
Yeah, which is crazy because what you're doing is you're making a hero out of this guy. So what's the next guy going to do? Same thing. And so it just shame on ESPN for doing that.
Well, in Major League Baseball for not arresting him, for originally saying he could come to the game, although if the Yankees somehow come back and do what's never been done before and win this series, does he get a spot on the float during the parade?
Well, no. He doesn't. He should be nowhere near there. They're not going to come back first and foremost. They're not going to win 4 in a row against the Dodgers, so we can wipe that out.
All right,
but look, I mean, Betts caught the ball, and the umpire did the right thing and said it was called because it was in his glove. The guy opens his glove, takes it out. His buddy was holding Mookie Betts' other arm.
It was bizarre.
Yeah, I mean, it's just crazy.
Bizarre.
For them to do. You can't start that. I'm sorry. I don't care how much you think this dude's a hero or whatever, an animal, it's funny, ha, ha, ha. And some people were going, yeah, that's what guys do. You can't touch an athlete like that. Yeah, I mean, you just can't do that. It's not allowed.
What do guys do?
Well, I heard other guys, talking about how, oh, this guy, he's just, that's what guys do. They get drunk and just, I mean, it's ridiculous.
I've never seen anything like that, and I hope to never. And
I
you think
hope not
about
either.
all the fan interactions, voice-wise, yelling at NBA players. I'm glad we don't see that.
No.
Right? Because
can't have that.
This should not be celebrated.
No, it shouldn't. I'm glad the umpire came over, though, and the voice of reason, so the dude was out, even though he did eventually knock the ball out of his glove.
Well, I mean, he completed the process of a catch. He had it long enough. He had 2 feet down.
Well, either way,
yeah,
he was going to be ruled out because it's fan interference. Ridiculous.
Should have been arrested. People get arrested every day for all kinds of reasons. You get arrested, you want to get out of jail fast, the best way to do that is to call my good friend Albert and his great staff at AA Best Bail Bonds, 210-225-2121. Text the word bail to 474747. Or you can start the bonding process online at mybestbailbonds.com. You don't have to call attorneys or anybody else to get out of jail, and you don't want to be forced into a PR bond. If the jail offers you a PR bond, make sure you truly understand what all those conditions are before accepting it. Your best option for stress-free bail bonds is AA Best Bail Bonds because nobody beats their price. They offer payment plans, have a free shuttle service. They are discreet and confidential and open 24/7 with offices all over San Antonio and Texas, services nationwide. If you're up in Dallas, down in Corpus, anywhere in between, license number 149, Call AA Best Bail Bonds 210-225-2121 or go online at mybestbailbonds.com.
It's the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson.
Thursday on the Morning Huddle, we take a look at how San Antonio fared in Oklahoma City and how will the Houston Texans fare against the Jets. All that and more. Party starts at 6.
It's the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson. Morning 6 to 10 on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
Testosterone plays a significant role in regulating fat metabolism and distribution in the body. It also helps to reduce serious health risks down the line. I'm Manny with Rock's Discount Vitamins, and we carry the highest quality natural testosterone boosters on the market. It immediately provides you with more energy, increased libido, increased metabolism, and improves your mood. With 11 San Antonio area locations, find us at rocksdiscountvitamins.com. That's rocksdiscountvitamins.com. We thank God and you for all the support.
This is an announcement to all United States vehicle owners who own a 2003 or newer vehicle with a manufacturer's warranty about to expire, or no warranty coverage at all. With a struggling economy and the cost of living on the rise, Endurance is now offering an affordable, low-cost vehicle coverage plan to the general public. As of today, you could be one of millions of drivers that now may qualify to have your vehicle protected under this coverage and have all future covered auto repairs paid directly to the repair shop for you. You pick your plan. You pick your deductible. You even pick the repair shop. Roadside service, towing, and rental coverage is included. Get your vehicle protected now and save your wallet from costly vehicle repairs. A toll-free number has been established for you to call for your free 5-minute quote and to see if you qualify. The number to call is 800-299-1058. 800-299-1058. Again, that's 800-299-1058. Coverage, deductibles, and claims may vary. For details, go to endurancewarranty.com.
Howdy, Ags. Andrew Monaco, the voice of the Aggies, inviting you to watch all A&M games at the Angry Elephant at 281 and Redland Road. Owned by Chip Ingram, class of 98, the Angry Elephant is known for their liberal cocktails at conservative prices and the best hot dog in Texas. Since 2012, the Angry Elephant's been the place to watch A&M, and this year is no different. Just down from the Big Blind, right next to the Rue Pub at 281 and Redland Road. The Angry Elephant. Like your bar, love your Aggies. Gig 'em.
The future of cool, comfortable sleep is here. Introducing the new Sleep Number Climate Cool Smart Bed. The only smart bed in the world that actively cools and effortlessly adjusts to both of you. Sleep up to 15 degrees cooler on each side. It actively cools to keep you cool and comfortable throughout the night. Save on smart beds now during our fall sale, exclusively at a Sleep Number store near you. Learn more at sleepnumber.com.
If you're a man and you live in or around the San Antonio area, you need to listen to this message. Do you find yourself stressing about or even avoiding intimate moments? Do you find yourself thinking, is it going to work? Does your partner look at you and ask, is it me? Did I do something wrong? Do you get frustrated when things don't live up to their expectations? Men, you're not alone, and we have a solution. For over a decade, Mojo has delivered 100% guaranteed male performance results. Mojo truly works every single time. Guys, Mojo works when all other things fail, and its proprietary formula has helped thousands of men live their best lives again. Yeah! Mojo is 100% natural, blood pressure safe, diabetic friendly, and fast acting. And Mojo is now available in both spray and capsule formulas, exclusively at Pure Line Nutrition. Call Pure Line Nutrition in San Antonio today at 210-494-2210. That's Pure Line Nutrition, 210-494-2210.
What's that sound? That's the sound of Downy Unstoppable scent beads going into your washing machine and giving your clothes freshness that lasts all day long. There it is again. It's like music to your ears, or more like music to your nose. That freshness is irresistible. Let's get a Downy Unstoppables bottle shake. And now a sniff solo. Nice. With Downy Unstoppables, you just toss, wash, wow, for all-day freshness.
Listen to this station anytime, anywhere on Odyssey. Odyssey is your new audio home for all the music, news, sports, and podcasts that matter to you. Odyssey. That's AUDACY.
What's that?
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, South Texas home of the NFL. Monday night, Thursday night, and Sunday night football. Presented locally by Flight by Yingling, the next generation of light beer. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
It is the Blitz here on 94.1 at San Antonio Sports Star. He's Joe Reinagel. I'm Jason Minix. Longhorns have a bye this week, but there's always plenty to talk about when it comes to the Texas Longhorns. Our Longhorn insider, Bob Ballou from KI Television in Austin, joining us now on the Buyers Barricades guest line. How's your Wednesday, Bob? Good.
I was just having starting a I wouldn't say argument. I would just say a good, healthy conversation with Pledger.
About?
Well, what do you think? The only thing that just Quinn. Just all this talk about Quinn.
See, I was going to start an argument not about Quinn, but about
what were you going to go with?
About uniforms, Bob. UTSA this week is going with an all-black uniform for their lights out game. I saw Tennessee with an incredible video on social media yesterday. They're going with the all-black uniforms. A&M just did the all-black uniform, and, man, they look good. Why won't Texas follow the trend? The kids want it.
Because they're Texas.
Stop trying to make fetch happen. The line from Mean Girls.
Glad you explained.
Stop trying to make fetch happen. We're never – I'm not going to say never because you know how things evolve, but it's not going to happen under Chris Del Conte. They will not have black uniforms. It's not even – it's just not even a topic. Texas has its brand. Texas believes in its brand, and it's just not going to happen. I don't know. I've seen black – like I've seen a black Texas helmet with the burnt orange logo on it. I've seen a black uniform. It's fine. Everybody else does it. It's cool. Texas doesn't, and I kind of think that separates it in a way, that it doesn't do it.
With that, I agree with you, Bob. I really do.
Get off my lawn.
Texas is Texas, and they're the same way. It's the same, like the Cowboys shouldn't wear those goofy blue uniforms at home. I mean, it just shouldn't happen.
Goofy blue uniform.
It's the way that it goes.
It's their uniform.
They should never wear those blue uniforms at home.
Ever. Exactly. It shouldn't happen. That's not the way it is. So I'm glad. I agree with you there. Where I'm going to agree with Pledge, I think. Isn't it about time that Quinn sits on the bench?
Yeah, no, I think they'd probably demote him third or fourth string, and maybe let Trey Owens play some. And no, this is where we were getting into it a little bit at the start. He was like, Quinn just doesn't look the same since the injury, and I'm like, that's fine, and that's fair. And I think his mental took a hit with what Brent Venables threw at him a little bit, but especially with what happened against Georgia. But then in the first half against Vanderbilt, he completes 17 straight passes and goes 19 of 21 for 3 touchdowns. And so it's, there's this, and everybody talks about he can't throw the deep ball. He throws a perfect ball to DeAndre Moore for the touchdown on a deep ball. So and we can go across the board here, and we probably will, with different things that are happening. I think this bye week couldn't have come at a better time for them to get a mental break, for Quinn to just take half a step back and go, all right, just breathe for a second. Everything wasn't as bad as that first half against Georgia. It's not all crumbling down the way everybody wants to make it out to be. We have some issues across the board that we need to correct. And I certainly do want to get into those things. But I think, number one, Quinn has not been the same quarterback since the injury. And maybe part of it is because of the injury, not that the injury was still hurting him, but the mental side of that he wasn't stepping into throws. He was throwing off back foot. He was regressing to some of the things we saw freshman year, those type things. But Quinn has to be better. I get it. Quinn has to be better. But then he comes out against Vanderbilt, and like I said, 17 straight completions, a nice deep ball, finds DeAndre Moore on the sideline for another one for a touchdown, a nice throw over the middle to Gunnar Helm. Like, the things that started working again that we've seen from Quinn when he's at his best were working on Saturday in that first half against Vanderbilt. And I think Quinn needed that more than anybody did, was just to get back to being himself. And now he gets a breather, and now he can come back for this final stretch, and we'll see what he has. Now, look, and again, I do want to get into that other stuff. But if it comes down to it, and he is not performing at a high level, we now know that Sark will go to Arch Manning. So it's not – I think more of this for Quinn is mental than it is anything else. But he looked good against Vanderbilt Saturday in the first half and played more like himself, and I think that's what Texas fans should expect when Florida comes to town a week from Saturday.
Well, Florida's not very good, so we'll see. But no,
we didn't think Vanderbilt was very good.
Well, no, in all seriousness, Vanderbilt's playing pretty well. But you look at that game against Vanderbilt. I mean, Texas fortunate in a lot of ways, Bob, to come out of there with a W. They were trying everything that they could to lose that game to the Commodores.
I think there's some things to get into there. I think number one, that game is not a game. If that second half, if the penalty flags don't come flying out against Texas, and I'm not going conspiracy, I'm not saying the SEC did that, nothing like that. But Texas had 10 penalties, and 7 of them negated massive plays. And I'm not talking about like a 6-yard run for a first down. I'm talking about 13-yard runs to get deep into Vanderbilt territory, a pick six that would have made it 34-17 with a minute to go instead of 27-17. So now you have a 17-point win versus a 3-point win, and things look a lot different. All of those penalties, the holding penalty against Kelvin Banks that I'm going to go iffy on, the holding penalty on Gunnar Helm that I'm like, I don't know what yours. Those type of things completely changed that second half. Now, did the offense regress in the second half too? Yeah, we went back to, like we talked about Quinn going back to his freshman year, Sark 2 years ago when they would get a big lead at the half and then just have to hang on for dear life in the second half and score 3 points and try to win. Some of those things happen too. But I think in the bigger picture, I think coming off what happened against Georgia, to play the first half they did against Vanderbilt and to find a way to win the game on the road against a team that obviously beat number 1 Alabama earlier this year, that is not Vanderbilt of old, those type of things, I think is good. Is it great? No. Do you want it to be better? Of course. The Texas defense has been so good. As much as we want to talk about the offense, the defense has been so good all season. You think about the Vanderbilt game, Vanderbilt had turned the ball over twice all season. Think about that. Twice all season. The Texas defense forced 3 turnovers in that game Saturday. Vanderbilt scored 3 touchdowns against Texas. One of them, the drive started at the Texas 31. The other one, it started at the Texas 38. And the other one was Texas just trying to get that clock run down a little bit. I'm not saying they shouldn't have been better on that drive, but the last drive of the game when they're up 10, trying to get the clock to run out. So the Texas defense is what's carried this team. And I don't know that any of us really thought that would be the case when we entered the year. But that goes back to some of the offensive issues that I think we need to get into that are not necessarily Quinn related. But I also know that this conversation does need to revolve around Quinn and Quinn playing better. So that's why I know there are a lot of moving pieces here that I think are worth the discussion. But I don't want that to negate the part where I think we all know Quinn needs to play better. But there's so many other things that need to get better too that I think are worth the discussion.
Bob Ballou from KI Television joining us here on the Blitz. Now, Quinn aside, you said the bye week comes at the right time, and for a team that many people thought was the best team in football and could win a national championship, to lose a game at home and then struggle against Vanderbilt. Even if Vanderbilt's better, it's still Vandy. It's Vandy. And although at no point did I actually think they would lose that game, but it was a lot more uncomfortable than it needed to be. What are some of those other issues that you think are fixable during this bye week?
Yeah, for sure. And I think a lot of them, for me at least, start in the run game, because I think that's what makes Sark's offense go. When his run game is good, when he's got, last year you look at what Jonathan Brooks was doing those first 8 weeks. He was so good. And when he went down, there were some struggles in the run game that I think maybe were, I don't know if unexpected is the right word, but that Jonathan Brooks had masked. Their leading rusher this year is Trey Wisner, who's been really good the last 3 weeks, but he's averaging 58 yards rushing a game. Jaden Ballou, who's their dynamic playmaker out of the backfield, is averaging 45 yards a game. Like, this isn't where it needs to be when you talk about running the football. And I think that, to me, is one of the things of where it starts. Jaden's missed some blocks in the backfield. The offensive line has not been great running the ball. They haven't been great communication-wise. They're missing individual blocks. They're missing combo blocks. They're miscommunicating on plays that they've got to have. Those things, I think, are big. I think Adonai Mitchell and Xavier Worthy are gone. With Isaiah Bond being hurt, you lose the speed factor that you have on the outside the last couple games. He was not 100% for Georgia. Didn't even play against Vanderbilt. He's been bothered by his injuries, ankle injuries. So that's been an issue. And then, DeAndre Moore's been really good. DeAndre Moore is not a number one wide receiver right now. I'm not saying maybe one day he doesn't become one or whatever. Right now, he's not Adonai Mitchell. He's not Xavier Worthy. And Texas doesn't have that guy. So when you look at it, and they're better at tight end. Gunnar Helms, been fantastic this year at tight end, and made himself a lot of money when he goes to the NFL. But I think all of those things play into, well, look what they were doing last year offensively. Well, they don't have Jonathan Brooks anymore. They don't have Adonai Mitchell. They don't have Xavier Worthy. Are those guys who are there better than those guys? No. I mean, Isaiah Bond's going to be an NFL. I'm not saying those guys won't be NFL wide receivers. I'm just saying Isaiah Bond is your speed guy, and you haven't had him the last 2 weeks. And that changes your offense. The running game hasn't been great. It was terrible against Georgia. And it was so-so against Vanderbilt last year at times. They had some big holding calls that negated some huge plays. Those guys are averaging 4.5 yards a carry, but that's, the big play hasn't been there. So all of these things, I think, have been at a detriment to the offense. And the question now is that something you can fix over by the way, technically, if Texas gets to the national championship game, it has to play in the college football playoff, not as the number one seed, but has to play that first game. They're not even halfway through their year yet. They played 8 games. They could possibly have 9 more games to play. It's insane. But that's where we are right now. And so there's so much that goes into this. There's so much that goes into the health of a team as we come down into this first time experiencing something like this, playing 17 games. So I just think there's a lot on offense that has gone wrong, and they've really got to figure it out over these next couple of weeks as they head into a tough game. Obviously, Florida's playing a lot better. They've won 3 of 4. Then you've got at Arkansas. Arkansas has played really well of late. Kentucky, you never know. They beat Ole Miss on the road. And then, of course, the season ender that everybody is just praying both teams are 10-1.
Yep.
And what an unbelievable atmosphere that would be if it's Texas and Texas A&M.
I don't think anybody knows in college football, and I think it's the beauty of it, because I had Texas and Ohio State penciled in for the national championship, and Ohio State hasn't looked all that great. After they get beat by Oregon, and then they struggle a little bit last week, and they got a big game against Penn State this week. So
yeah.
It's college football is a lot of fun right now. So sit back, Bob. We'll give viewers another chance. I'm not going to bench him for the Florida game just yet, but he's on a short leash.
I listen, and I don't think that's unrealistic I don't think it'll happen against Florida. He would have to really, really struggle against Florida. I mean, for it to happen against Georgia, it took them going down 23-0 and everything going wrong in the first half for Sark to even say, I'm just going to give you a couple series off. It wasn't like he was saying, we're putting Arch in and it's over. He was saying, let's just reset. So, in Sark's mind, I don't think this is at the desperation point of if Texas is down 10-0 to Florida and the offense is struggling, he's like, I've got to pull Quinn. I think this is more, they were in a huge game and he was just trying to find anything. What's the next step for Quinn? And is Quinn back to himself? If Quinn gets back to himself and everybody's talking about his short throws, he's not throwing the ball downfield, all of those things. that's how Sark's offense is working, in part because if teams are playing deep on you and they're taking away the deep ball, then you're going to take the underneath routes. And Texas takes its shots when it takes its shots, but and that's not in defense of Quinn. That's just in general, like if teams are playing too high safety looks and the deep ball is not there, don't throw the deep ball.
You know, Ballou sounds like you with Dak Prescott.
What?
With Quinn Ewers. I tell you what, I can't get away from either one of you guys.
I mean, you don't like hearing the truth because you don't agree with it. I mean, it's
Kevontae
there.
Listen, if Kevontae Turpin catches that ball on the sidelines that he should catch.
You know, if I had one more number right, I win the lottery last night. It's crazy.
Wait, but if he catches that ball on an absolute dime from Dak Prescott, and they go on to win that game, now it's another comeback win for Dak, and everybody's like, well, maybe this team is okay. And it's one play like that can change everything. And that's why I always think as we've gone longer in our lives and gotten older, and we're not as quick to just make a jump and make a quick assertion on something. I think when we can see those things, you say, you know, Dak's not the 30th best quarterback in the NFL. He might be the 15th. He might be the 12th. He may be somewhere in there. He's not the 30th. You know, he's not the worst starting quarterback in the NFL. And he has the potential with guys around him to do good things. So I think the issues with Dak are, can he do it in the postseason? The issues with Quinn Ewers right now are, can he overcome the mental blocks of what happened in the Georgia game? And all those things will play themselves out, and then we'll find out. But I don't know that just turning this offense over to Arch midway through the season is the answer. Because then if Arch isn't what you want him to be, or he's not ready for that moment or whatever, because great, he looked great against what? UTSA and
Whoa. Take it easy, Bob. Take it easy.
I'm just making the point. He didn't come in the game against Georgia and go 6 for 6 and throw 2 touchdowns. And so I think until I'm not saying, and again, none of this is it. I'm not just sitting here defending Quinn. I'm just making the point that, like, when you get to this point in the season, you've had your guy, you believe in your guy for 3 years, to just yank him and for a guy that you think is going to be the guy, if it doesn't work out, now you've got all kinds of issues within your program. So I don't think Sark has handled any of this the wrong way. And I don't think Sark is just ready to pull the plug, but I think he will if he has to, as we saw in the Georgia game.
Very true. And I love the subtle shot at Reinagle there.
Which one?
Which one?
Well, being mature and looking at facts in a grown-up way. You know how that goes. Real quick, we're up against the time. Do you like Texans or Jets tomorrow night?
Texans.
All right.
I have a hard time, even without Stephon Diggs. Even without, they're the better team. The Texans will win tomorrow night.
All right, just checking.
All right.
And by the way, I see on the Longhorn page all these photos of Sark in a black polo with a Longhorn logo, and on YouTube, I'm told by Frank that you can buy a black Arch jersey on the corner there at South Cross and Pleasanton Road. They're selling them down there on South Cross and Pleasanton. I need to go over there and get one.
Oh, grab me one if you would.
All right. Hey, Frank, can you deliver about 3 of those to the radio station? Oh, Pledge wants one. Make it 4. Come on by. We'll sell you. Bob Ballou, always appreciate it, my friend.
Love you, Bob.
Happy Halloween, guys. Love y'all.
Appreciate it. Bob Ballou from KI here on the Buyers Barricades guest line, where they provide traffic control, rental, and sales for San Antonio and beyond, online at buyersbarricades.com.
Oh, Bob. Quinn Ewers guy, isn't he?
Mm-hmm. Look, man, when Reinagle decides he hates you as a quarterback, there's nothing you can do to come back from that.
I'm just saying, when you got the guy on your bench,
and
you're afraid to hurt the guy's feelings, like Mike McCarthy and Jerry Jones.
Who's he going to go to? I mean, this doesn't have to come back to Dak, but, I mean, you believed in Will Levis for 8 minutes. You believed in Malik Willis for 3 minutes.
Never believed in Malik Willis, and I should have. I was wrong. Guys,
you never
playing
thought
well.
you would miss Ryan Tannehill. Yeah, here we are.
No, the Titans need to throw a bomb in the middle of that and just start over.
Mm-hmm. TSAOG Orthopedics and Spine is excited to announce a partnership that is revolutionizing access to care for orthopedic patients. It's called the Hurt app, and it provides free 24/7 access to orthopedic expertise. Now, Hurt is the app to have before you need it, so don't wait for an injury to happen. Download Hurt now for free, fast virtual access to orthopedic specialists. You can get the Hurt app in the App Store and Google Play. Learn more about it and the TSAOG Ortho Now Injury Clinic online at tsaog.com. That's tsaog.com.
Riding I-35 with the Blitz. Afternoons 2 to 6, KTFM Floresville, and everywhere at sasportstar.com. 1, 2, 3, Cowboys! South Texas home of the Dallas Cowboys. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Sunday at noon, the back-to-back road trip ends in Atlanta with the boys taking on the Falcons.
I like this kind of party!
Pre-game starts at 11, presented by AA Best Bail Bonds and Ewald Kubota.
You asked for it, you got it! How about them Cowboys?
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. South Texas home of the Dallas Cowboys.
Mommy, want to play a game with me and Dad?
Mommy's not feeling good.
You need to vaporize that cold.
Vaporize?
Yeah, with Dayquil VapoCool. It's Dayquil plus a rush of Vicks vapors.
Whoa.
Come on, honey. Let's let Mommy rest.
You guys are amazing. And so is Dayquil VapoCool.
Dayquil VapoCool, the vaporizing daytime coughing, aching, fever, power through your day medicine. And to vaporize sore throat pain, try Vicks VapoCool drops. Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
All right, when it comes to getting life insurance for your family, a lot of excuses can get in the way. But ask yourself this: if something were to happen to me, who would pay the mortgage, the kids' education, and the other bills? Then forget the excuses and check out Ethos Life, the online, easy way to get life insurance in 10 minutes. Ethos has rates that you can afford, like a $500,000 policy for a 40-year-old male starting at $1 a day or $30 a month with a few health questions and no medical exam. Get your free quote right now at checkethos.com. That's checkethos.com. Not available in all states. Rates do vary.
Hey, James Pledger. The NBA is finally back. Play Pick 6 from DraftKings, an official partner of the NBA. It's super simple to get started. First, download DraftKings Pick 6 app. Then, select 2 or more players, like Wemby and CP3, and choose if they'll have more or less of a stat, like points, rebounds, three-pointers, and more. And for all first-time Pick 6 players, check this out. New customers play $5 and get $50 in Pick 6 credits. Download the DraftKings Pick 6 app now and use promo code KTFM. That's code KTFM for new customers to play $5 and get $50 in Pick 6 credits. Only on DraftKings Pick 6. The crown is yours. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Must be 18. Plus, age and eligibility restrictions vary by jurisdiction. Void where prohibited. 1 per new customer. Bonus award as non-withdrawable Pick 6 credits that expire in 30 days. Limited time offer. See terms at pick6.draftkings.com/promos.
In Texas, your spouse can claim alimony after just 10 years of marriage. Do you know your countdown? I guarantee she does. I'm Gary Barton, owner of Barton & Associates, attorneys at law. If you're considering divorce, it's absolutely crucial to understand your options right now. Don't let alimony catch you off guard. Protect what you've built and secure your hard-earned assets. Visit TexasDivorce.com. At Barton & Associates, we focus on navigating the complexities of divorce law to ensure you're not left vulnerable. Divorce is tough, but you have a choice. Take control of the process or allow your spouse to dictate the terms. If you're serious about safeguarding what you have built and your financial future, Barton & Associates is the team for you. We'll act swiftly and decisively, ensuring that you're not taken advantage of. Call Barton & Associates at 210-500-0000. That's 210-5-MILLION. Or visit TexasDivorce.com. That's TexasDivorce.com.
Principal Office, San Antonio.
Lowe's knows that to win the job, pros need the best prices. That's why only at Lowe's, MVP's Pro Rewards members can get a volume discount on eligible orders as low as $1,500 at the Pro Desk. That means you get the prices you need to start any job, small or large. Because Lowe's knows pros. Valid in-store only. More terms and restrictions apply. Visit Lowe's.com/terms or Pro Desk for details.
In business, service is everything. Cintas delivers what you need to better serve your customers. Whether it's freshly laundered work apparel for almost any job imaginable, tested and inspected fire protection systems, first aid and safety supplies, on-site AED training, or mops and restroom products, stocked and ready when you need them. Better work days happen together. So visit Cintas.com and get ready for the workday.
The healthiest patients in San Antonio are at the Institute for Functional Health. I'm Dr. Torres, and we help folks get off medications, feel better, look better, and become undeniably healthy. We know everyone is unique, and medicine is never a one-size-fits-all solution. That's why we order specific labs to uncover the root cause of your symptoms. All of us at the Institute for Functional Health are proud to say we have the healthiest patients in San Antonio. See for yourself at iffhealth.com and call to schedule your complimentary consultation at 468-1891.
Hi there, I'm John O'Hurley. You know our pets are beloved family members. But sadly, though, there are so many dogs that get euthanized every day due to the lack of funding. To give them a chance at adoption, I invite you to support Puppy Food Bank. Thanks to generous donors like you, all of the food sent to pet shelters from Puppy Food Bank never comes with a bill. So please go to puppyfoodbank.org and make a generous, caring $15 donation every month. Your donation will absolutely save pet lives.
San Antonio's Sports Center.
San Antonio Spurs look to bounce back tonight. They're in Oklahoma City to take on the Thunder. Tip-off is set for 8:30. It will be televised on ESPN. Cowboys have activated All-Pro corner Deron Bland off the injured reserve list. He is available for Sunday's game against the Falcons in Atlanta, although he did not practice today. Trayvon Diggs missed practice today with tightness in his calf, and Micah Parsons, he didn't practice either.
Guess what day it is?
Joe Reinagel.
That's the third time in 7 seasons the San Antonio Spurs are the NBA champions.
Jason Minix.
They go back to big day as Super Bowl champions. Dallas 52, Buffalo 17.
It's the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
Mike. What day is it, Mike? Hump day.
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 Yeah. I love that camel. So why are you trying to make me do another one? Do you not understand the rules?
I understand the rules.
Just checking.
I mean, you were in a rhythm. I thought you were going to keep going. I didn't think you were going to bail out when you still had something left in the tank.
I got something left, and I'm saving it for 5 o'clock.
Oh, okay.
5 at 5.
Oh, really? Hey,
6
everybody.
at 6.
Yeah, we're out of here.
We're spinning the platters. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Spinning the platters?
What that old good Wolfman Jack? You remember him?
Of course.
Yeah. Radio legend.
Do you know where he was out of?
He was out of?
Yeah. What city?
I have no idea. Memphis?
San Diego.
San Diego.
He was actually in Tijuana.
San Diego.
Because he was in in San Diego.
It means a whale's.
What?
If you saw Anchorman, you get it.
Mm-hmm. I want to say he was in Tijuana because they were on this blowtorch of a signal that was just across the border. Didn't have to deal with FCC rules.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Very cool.
That's all he knows.
You're Wolfman. That's it. And wasn't he in Hollywood Nights or one of those? You remember that old movie, Hollywood Nights?
I remember Boogie Nights.
Or it was American Graffiti, I think, is what it was. They had to get him to play a song.
Somebody send Ryan Egel the Wolfman Jack IMDb.
IMDb?
Yeah.
What is that?
It's the website that lists all the movies, the Internet Movie Database.
Oh, Wolfman.
Like everybody knows that?
Nice. Well, there's probably a lot of people that don't.
I think everybody knows that.
You think Wolfman Jack?
Sure. If he has a SAG card, he's got an IMDb page.
Right. Well, I got one of those.
All right. So not everybody with a SAG card has one of those.
Wow. It's hard to believe this dude's been gone for a long time. 30 years.
When did he die?
30 years, almost.
Almost. You can't add, can you?
1995.
1995.
Yeah, so just about 30 years. Wow.
Just about.
Crazy.
Was he out of San Diego?
Let's see. Yeah, he was in American Graffiti, by the way.
Yeah,
I was
good.
right about that.
All right,
so
good.
Just checking.
All right.
Yeah, it was actually born in Brooklyn, New York.
Okay.
He died in Belvedere, North Carolina.
Sure, who doesn't?
In case you're wondering. I'm not sure where he did his show from. Let me scan the internets here.
Here we go. It's great radio.
And see. Dude, I don't know. Radio show.
I mean, this is what you're going to be for Halloween. You would think you would get this stuff down.
You know, that's a good idea. I didn't think about it till right now. Wolfman Jack.
Yeah, you look just like him.
Or just a Wolfman. No Jack.
Dude, you could go down the hall and get a T-shirt from 102.7 Jack FM.
You know, Sean Rima kind of resembles Wolfman Jack.
What do you mean, a dude with a goat?
Well, a goatee.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is that what you're talking about, a
yes,
goat?
Yes.
Does Rima have a goat?
I mean, he's got 11 cats. Why wouldn't he have a goat?
Well, why not? I agree. How about that?
I would not be surprised to find out that Rima had a goat at his house.
It wouldn't surprise me to find out Rima has anything.
Now, wait, what does that mean?
Well, I mean, because that guy could have anything. He's a very interesting dude.
Interesting.
Yes.
All right.
I love that guy. Good dude. I only get to see him like once a year for the Raul Jimenez Thanksgiving dinner.
Well, I mean, he comes to the building every day.
I know, but he's here like at the crack of dawn.
Yeah, he just leaves before we get here.
Exactly. Get to see my buddy Trey Ware.
Mm-hmm.
Or Rob Thompson. A.J. Hoffman. All those dudes are gone by the time we get here.
Yes. You know what they say about us? If those guys came to work earlier, we could see them.
Well, we could, if they stayed later.
Why would they stay later?
Why wouldn't they?
How often do you stay late after work?
I don't.
All right. So why would you think anybody else would?
Well, as they want to see us.
Again, I don't think they give a damn.
Aren't we worth seeing?
I don't know. That's what phones are for.
I could flip them off with my toe.
No, you can't. Has Ryan posted that stuff on Instagram
yet? I have no
yet?
idea if he's done that
Pledge,
or not.
have you seen that on our Instagram page? Ryan was very confused and disgusted by your feet photos.
I don't think disgusted is the word.
I think disgusted is the exact word.
Confused, yes.
I think he came in and said, those are disgusting. Why do you want me to post those?
He didn't say that.
He literally said that.
I don't think he's allowed in the studio, is he?
He was in the studio.
When?
When you went to the bathroom.
Oh, okay.
Of course you missed the conversation.
Well, he needs to get them up.
You want to Pledge? Will you message Ryan and figure out why those haven't been posted yet? Because I'm going to do a giveaway when those are there.
With the toe picks.
Yes.
All right.
We've got UTSA tickets.
We do.
We do. This UTSA game is going to be interesting. I was reading in the game notes that they sent out. There is going to be a barbecue cook-off. And I'm trying to figure out why in the hell are they doing this. All right, it's Memphis barbecue against San Antonio barbecue. And in the pregame, let me find this in the deal. Well, I don't know where it says fans will get to decide who has the better barbecue, San Antonio or Memphis. Smoke Shack, representing San Antonio, or Corky's, representing Memphis, will be set up in Rowdytown, starting at Rowdytown Live, starting at 8 a.m. They'll provide samples of their beef, their pork, and dessert, and then fans can voice their choice on their favorite barbecue. There's no way in hell Corky's is going to beat Smoke Shack in San Antonio. There's just not.
No, there's no way.
If you're Corky's, why would you agree to this?
And why aren't you bringing ribs?
Well,
I mean, seriously. That's what Memphis is known for.
Well, Memphis is, ribs, especially like Rendezvous Barbecue. They're known for their ribs. They're also known for their pork there, so I could see that. But I'm with you. Now, I texted a buddy of mine that lives in Memphis, and I asked him, what's this Corky's? Because I'm a fan of Central. Rendezvous is legendary. You've got to go there. But to me, it's almost like Mexican food on the Riverwalk. There's better places. And he listed some, but he told me Corky's is a chain.
It's a chain.
He said they've got good sauce, but their sausage and cheese platter is his go-to at Corky's.
And they're not even bringing that.
And that's not what they're bringing. Although Memphis does do sausage and cheese platters at a lot of places, almost like chips and salsa here, and it's fantastic. It's called Tennessee Sushi in some places. There's a place in Nashville called the Peg Leg Porker that calls it Tennessee Sushi, and it's incredible. But, like Central Barbecue is fantastic.
Yes, it is.
Corky's, and he says chain, so now I'm thinking, is this going to be like Dickey's or Bill Miller's?
And who are they going up against?
Smoke Shack.
Smoke Shack.
Over there off of Broadway.
Yeah.
Which, again, is that the best barbecue in San Antonio?
No, maybe not. I don't know.
Well, and I'm thinking, all right, if you want competition, go to Pinkerton's. I mean, Pinkerton's, Grant has won Memphis in May, the Best Beef World Championship, 3 times.
Yeah, but dude, it doesn't matter. It could be anybody.
Well,
and it's San Antonio against Memphis, and San Antonio's going to win. Of course.
I mean, it's a stacked competition. I just hope that's not the only win San Antonio gets against Memphis on Saturday in the Dome.
Well, I hope not either. That's going to be a tough game.
But we better win that thing.
Tough game. Yeah, the barbecue one for sure. The game would be nice to win.
Yes. But why would they do a cook-off here?
I don't know.
Again,
good question.
Is Corky's going to fly in their beef? Or are they bringing they're going to are they going to bring in a trailer and actually do it there? Is Smoke Shack going to have a solid representation of their offerings there?
Well, I mean, or is it just head-to-head? Is it pork and beef?
Well, I think they're probably going to see what's going to happen is beef, one's going to win, Corky's win pork, and dessert will be a toss-up.
Ain't going to happen.
And as I read this, apparently old David Elder in Texas Eats is a part of this.
Look,
so everything's going to be delicious.
I don't care if Smoke Shack is horrible.
It's not.
It's not. I know, but I'm just saying compared to Corky's, I'm voting for Smoke Shack. Doesn't matter. It's the principle of the thing.
So
you're not going to be honest about it and let Memphis win? No.
See, that's it. Why would Corky's agree to this?
Exactly. I don't know. Anybody that votes for Corky's out there, you better turn in your barbecue card.
Well, turn in your San Antonio card.
That too.
Because barbecue in Memphis is good. Although that barbecue spaghetti thing they do out there, that's disgusting.
Well, the ribs are the best out there.
They do have good ribs, but I like ribs in Kansas City. Kansas City Joe's.
Well, I've never been there. So
yeah, they're good.
The ribs are the best. Although if they brought ribs down and Corky's had ribs, guess what? Doesn't matter.
Well, and again, if you're doing it right, Corky's, you're already in town getting your smoker together. If you need to sample some, you need to make sure it's good. Bring it by.
Absolutely.
Same thing. Listening to you guys on Smoke Shack. You're on Broadway. You're not far from the radio station.
We need to go over there, huh?
Yeah. Although honestly, the best thing or my favorite thing, I don't want to say the best thing, they do this brisket mac.
Yeah.
Over at Smoke Shack?
Uh-huh.
It's damn good.
Well, I mean, Pinkerton's is pretty good, too.
Pinkerton's, to me, is far better.
The mac and cheese brisket.
Yeah.
All right.
See, and again, just judging by where the radio station is, Smoke Shack is good, but they're awful proud of their barbecue. Hey, I can go to Barbecue Station and get better.
Barbecue Station is good, too.
See, but they do a jalapeno mac and cheese.
Yeah.
That is fantastic.
Everything there is.
I don't know that they do a brisket mac and cheese, although you could get their jalapeno mac and cheese and some chopped brisket and
make your own.
Absolutely. I was in there the other day and somebody was doing that to a baked potato and it was fantastic.
Wow. Did they let you try it?
No, I said it looked fantastic.
Oh, it looked fantastic. They said it was.
Yeah.
Minutes in there taking bites of people's food.
I mean, if you're offering, all right. There is now a post on San Antonio Sports Star Instagram at SA Sports Star. It's Joe's feet. Oh, God.
Now, be careful because I am flipping you off, so don't get offended.
Well, the post says, does this count as flipping someone off with your foot? Now, mind you, the photos here are ridiculous. Mind you, To flip somebody off with your hand, it's the middle finger.
Yes.
With your toe, it would be the middle toe.
No, it wouldn't be. It's the second toe.
Your second toe is the one that is erect, not your middle toe. So you're not really flipping anybody off. It's your second toe. That does not count. That's the question we're asking on Instagram. Does any erect toe count as flipping somebody off? According to Reinagle, it does. I say it does not.
You can wrap the big toe around the second toe. You can't do the third toe. There's nothing to wrap around it. So you have to have a wrap
But
to
if the
flip
middle
somebody
toe
off.
is not the one that's erect, like you're flipping somebody off, it doesn't count.
Dude, all my toes are erect. All right?
Not in that photo. It's
all
not.
All my appendages.
It's pretty clear. And why did I get tagged in this, Ryan? Son of a biscuit eater.
Yeah.
All right, go to at SA Sports Star, and he didn't put a poll on there, so just answer the question. Does that count as flipping someone off with your foot? I say no, because it's not the middle toe that is erect.
All right, well, I don't care what you think. It's what everybody else said.
I'm all that matters.
No. You guys go.
All right.
And let me know. Will you please?
Mm-hmm.
I'll tell you who won a poll for the best water softener. That's Connecticut. They've got a quality water softener. It is the best in the business, the most popular water softener on the market. In fact, they've been serving San Antonio for over 50 years. All their products are made in America. I've got one in my house, and I tell you what, it is unbelievable. I've had other water softeners, and I was a little skeptical. How could this be any better than that? It is. By far, it's incredible. You get out of the shower feeling great. Your dishes look good, no spots. Your clothes look good. Everything is better with the Connecticut quality water softener. And right now, for a limited time, this is an incredible deal. For a limited time, when you purchase a new Connecticut quality water softener, you're going to get a reverse osmosis drinking station, and they're going to install it at your kitchen sink for free. That's right. Purified water right at your kitchen sink. The water tastes better. The coffee's going to taste better. Tea tastes better. Anything you cook is going to taste better. And I tell you what, there's no reason to buy bottled water anymore. It's going to save you a lot of money. It's for a limited time, so don't wait. A free reverse osmosis drinking station installed at your kitchen sink. Absolutely free. Look, financing is available, and they also have rental programs at Connecticut. So check them out. All you have to do is call, ask all the questions you want, 656-PURE, 656-7873, or ConnecticutSA.com. And you know the jingle. Sing it with me. It's the last water softener you'll ever own. Call 656-PURE, Connecticut.
Dallas Cowboys head coach Mike McCarthy goes one-on-one and has some fun with the morning huddles. AJ and Rob, Friday mornings.
Now, you don't got a contract. You got nothing to lose. Is a 70-yard field goal in the offing soon? Will we see that this year?
Well, it depends on the win this week.
Mike McCarthy's unfiltered look at the Cowboys' upcoming game. Friday mornings at 6:45 and 9. Presented by AA Best Bail Bonds on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Get huge savings during the fall sales event at Ancira Nissan on IH-10 West. At Ancira Nissan, lease this 2025 Sentra S for just $218 per month for 36 months. Or this 24 Rogue SV for just $258 per month for 36 months. Stop in or check us out at AnciraNissanSA.com. The fall sales event at Ancira Nissan on IH-10 West between Wurzbach and Heidner.
Flight by Yuengling is the next generation of light beer. For those who don't follow trends, but craft them. Flight by Yuengling is 12 ounces of uncompromised refreshment from America's oldest brewery. With only 2.6 grams of carbs and 95 calories, this is premium refreshment 6 generations in the making. Don't just raise a glass, raise the bar. Flight by Yuengling. Available wherever beer is sold. DG Yuengling and Son Incorporated, Pottsville, Pennsylvania. Please enjoy responsibly.
At the Home Depot, we know Saturdays are for college football. That's why we have everything you need to never miss a play. Like North America's #1 home fire safety brand, Kidda. Because on a day full of football sounds you love, like fight songs, roaring crowds, and your favorite commentators...
like me, Kirk Herbstreit.
The last sound you want to hear is... Defend your game time with Kidda and the Home Depot. How doers get more done. Based on total household installations as of December 2023.
Aaron Lewis and the State Liners. Country boy is all I'll ever be. The American As It Gets Tour. February 6th, Majestic Theater. Am I the only one? Tickets on sale now at majesticempire.com. Take a bullet for being more free at aaronlewismusic.com. I'm American as it gets. Aaron Lewis and the Stateliners. American As It Gets Tour.
In business, service is everything. Cintas delivers what you need to better serve your customers. Whether it's freshly laundered work apparel for almost any job imaginable, tested and inspected fire protection systems, first aid and safety supplies, on-site AED training, or mops and restroom products, stocked and ready when you need them. Better work days happen together. So visit Cintas.com.
Oh, I'm ready!
And get ready for the workday.
Whether you're ordering wings for the game, whipping up a 7-layer dip, or ordering pizza, there's something about football that makes you want to eat. And this football season, Uber Eats has the best deals on game day food. No matter what you're craving, from 2-for-1 pizza to buy one, get one wings, Uber Eats will be dropping new deals each week, all season long. Uber Eats, official on-demand delivery partner of the NFL. Order now. Terms and conditions apply. See app for details.
TSAOG Orthopedics and Spine is excited to announce a partnership that is revolutionizing access to care for orthopedic patients. The HURT app provides free 24/7 access to orthopedic expertise. HURT is the app to have before you need it. Don't wait for an injury to happen. Download HURT now for free, fast virtual access to orthopedic specialists. The HURT app is available online in the App Store and Google Play. Learn more about the HURT app and the OrthoNow Injury Clinic at TSAOG.com.
At Progressive, we know there's a lot of things you can track. Steps, calories, heart rate, your pet steps, screen time, the whereabouts of your favorite celebrity, how long you slept, how long you didn't sleep, how long you thought about sleeping, how long you thought about sleeping. But none of these things could save you money, unlike Snapshot from Progressive, which customizes your rate based on how and how much you drive. It's much better for your bottom line than tracking your Cocker Spaniel's resting heart rate. So download the Progressive app today.
Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Snapshot not available in California or from all agents. Surcharge possible for unsafe driving.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, South Texas home for Texas A&M football. Saturday afternoon at 6:30. The Aggies, undefeated in the SEC, take on the South Carolina Gamecocks. Presented by Ewald Kubota and the Angry Elephant. Pre-game at 5:30 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. It's the Blitz with Jason and Joe on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
He is Toe Reinagel. I'm Jason Minix. The Blitz here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. On our Instagram page at SA Sports Star, there is a poll. Does this count as flipping someone off with your foot?
So go check it out and vote.
There is one yes vote, and it's from one Joe Reinagel.
How do you know that?
I'm guessing.
You don't know that.
Some of the comments, looks like Joe is throwing gang signs. Looks like he has a cramp. Crazy. What the hell?
I think I did have a cramp, honestly. Because when you do that, and it takes, a lot of work to get the toe wrapped around that way.
Nobody wants to know what you were doing wrapping around your toes.
You got, you tend to get cramps. Well, you're welcome, everybody, and there you go. So enjoy that post.
Joe says you're welcome, and I want to apologize. Joe's got a foot fetish. He and Rex Ryan have that in common.
No, it's just that I can do magical things with the feet.
I don't think you're the one that can claim that. Somebody else is supposed to claim that.
Oh, okay. Well, I've been told.
Okay. I'm just going to leave that one alone.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
I'm going to leave that one alone.
Good idea.
Stop pledge. I still don't think that's technically flipping somebody off, but I'll let the listeners decide.
We'll agree to disagree there, Minix.
Sure. Sometimes arguing with you is like arguing with my mother, who's always right. If you said the sky is blue and and she said it was purple that day, then it's purple sky.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's Joe Reinagel.
And you respect your mother, so
I do.
That's good.
I respect all elders.
Yes. Good. You're a good boy, Jason.
You got a birthday coming up.
Huh?
Speaking of elders, another year.
Yeah.
You know what Ryan Eagle said to me yesterday?
Sonny boy?
No.
Sonny.
He expects cake and balloons on Monday.
Uh-huh.
So, Pledge, make sure there's cake and balloons on Monday.
Should be a station party. I mean, the whole works.
The whole works?
The whole works. I have to go see for that, Lance. I got a nasty email from Lance today.
Yeah, you did.
Wow.
Yeah, he was on the list.
Now, Lance is our big boss here.
He's the big
general
boss.
manager.
Uh-huh.
And apparently there was some kind of a corporate email that went out that I'm supposed to read a social post.
You're supposed to read something and sign off in our deal that you actually are aware of the rules, not necessarily following them. But
Exactly.
yes, I'm aware of the rules.
Yes.
So when they go to fire you for breaking them, you can't say I didn't know.
So I had to do that, and I flat out forgot about it, honestly.
Did you read the rules, or did you just go in there and hit the check mark?
Every word, Jason. 3 times.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Daniel Rodriguez on YouTube, if you can find one of those, yes, deliver that to 4050 Eisenhower Road on Monday.
You guys are funny.
I know. I mean, we can go all out. We'll get all kinds of things. Absolutely.
Going to be a big day.
Big day.
Big day.
What's a big day?
We'll be talking about Cowboy win or loss.
On Monday?
Uh-huh.
They got Atlanta this week?
Yes.
It's still early, but probably a game. Let's talk about it coming up. Sure, we'll get into it with.
You got that right, Minix. Expert analysis there, buddy.
I don't know if they. One, does Deron Bland actually come back and play this week?
He's active.
And then how well does he play? Can they actually get a freaking turnover? I'm worried that Bijan Robinson might set a career high against that Cowboys run defense, although for 3 quarters against the 49ers, they played pretty well.
I think it's a third stringer.
I don't give a damn.
Just saying.
They played well. You always have an excuse.
I'm just stating a fact.
Well, again.
It's a third string running back.
And really the 4th string, because the other guy got hurt.
And
Brock Purdy.
He ran for more yards than the entire Cowboy running backs.
Yeah. Oh, Fred, that's a good idea. Toes on the cake. Might have to call the cake lady and get her to make a foot cake.
We'll send her the picture that's on Instagram. She can make that.
Nobody's going to eat that cake. I mean, if you want a cake that nobody will eat in the break room, make it a cake of Ryan Eagle's foot.
Dude, this is a radio station. You could set a cake made of anything, and it will be eaten.
I don't know.
Guaranteed.
I don't know. I don't think so. Nobody's going to eat your toes.
Can we get a clown on the cake? Because something tells me it'll be a clown show.
I mean, with big feet.
There you go.
And put the red nose on his damaged elbow. Man. A UTSA taking on Memphis Saturday, 11 a.m. in the Dome. We got a pair of tickets. Let's give them away right now. Caller number 11, 210-656-ESPN, 656-3776. Caller 11, you're going to go see the Roadrunners take on the Memphis Tigers, 11 a.m. in the Dome. 210-656-ESPN, 656-3776. RJ Ochoa joins us next here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
The Morning Huddle.
This is the second time in a row where Rob has conveniently forgotten his wallet the day that we go get lunch.
I didn't suggest lunch today, though.
We do lunch almost every Wednesday.
I'd forgotten the day.
They brought us our checks, and then Rob, hey, one of you guys is going to have to cover this. I don't have my wallet.
Oh, man.
And I said, wait a minute, that's exactly what you said last week.
The Morning Huddle with AJ and Rob. Weekday mornings 6 to 10. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
NCE General Contractors, based in San Antonio, is one of the fastest growing nationwide general contractors with a focus on commercial new construction, design build projects, building renovations, tenant finish outs, site upgrades, and building maintenance. NCE President Brian Ehrlich's a former Madison quarterback and proud to support high school football in San Antonio, building relationships first, then buildings that last. Learn more about NCE General Contractors online at ncegc.co. That's ncegc.co.
George Gets Justice. When you've been injured, you need to get George Salinas Injury Lawyers because you need someone who understands your pain and the impact an accident has on your life. You need someone who listens and is always there fighting for you and your future. When you get George Salinas Injury Lawyers, you get all this and more. If you've been injured, it's time to get George. And remember, you won't pay anything unless they win your case. Call George Salinas at 210-225-0909. George Gets Justice. GetGeorge.com.
This Saturday, be at the Alamo Dome as your UTSA Roadrunners take on the Memphis Tigers. And remember to wear black. It's the Lights Out game and UTSA salute to local businesses. Tickets start at just $21 at GoUTSA.com. It's the UTSA Roadrunners hosting the Memphis Tigers this Saturday in the Alamo Dome. Kickoff at 11 a.m. Visit GoUTSA.com to secure your seats now. UTSA football, it's more than a game. It's an experience.
At Progressive, we know there's a lot of things you can track. Steps, calories, heart rate, your pet steps, screen time, the whereabouts of your favorite celebrity, how long you slept, how long you didn't sleep, how long you thought about sleeping, how long you thought about sleeping. But none of these things could save you money, unlike Snapshot from Progressive, which customizes your rate based on how and how much you drive. It's much better for your bottom line than tracking your Cocker Spaniel's resting heart rate. So download the Progressive app today.
Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Snapshot not available in California or from all agents. Surcharge possible for unsafe driving.
Did you know that Wendy's has any size soft drinks for just $1? Yeah, any size, anytime. Like $1 Coke, $1 Sprite, or even $1 strawberry Fanta. Okay, could we maybe switch up the sound effect, please? 'Cause I'm losing it. Wow, no, not that. Any size soft drink for just $1? Gotta be Wendy's.
Limited time only. Price and participation may vary. A la carte only. Not valid in a combo. Exclusions apply.
When there's work to do, ground to break, and a reputation to uphold, you need the powerful, durable Kubota RTVX, North America's #1 selling diesel utility vehicle. Right now, bring home select Kubota equipment for 0 down, 0% APR for up to 60 months or save up to $1,000. Now through December 31st. See us or go to KubotaUSA.com for full disclaimer.
From the Gulf of Mexico to the hill country of Texas, Ewald Kubota is your Kubota dealer.
Not all pizza places are the same. Mellow Mushroom originated hand-tossed, stone-baked classic Southern pizza. Not in the mood for pizza? Order a calzone, hoagie, sandwich, burger, or a mellow salad and see how care goes into every item on the menu. Take your pick from 24 draft beers and or handcrafted cocktails. And many of the pizzas can be made gluten-free or vegan. Mellow Mushroom is at 1604 and Stone Oak Parkway. Hang with friends, watch the game, and mellow out at Mellow Mushroom.
Not to brag, but Progressive's Name Your Price tool is mankind's greatest tool ever. Even better than the wheel. Sure, without the wheel, we wouldn't have modern transportation or funny videos of dogs riding skateboards. But without the Name Your Price tool, we wouldn't have easy access to auto insurance options based on our budget. And, well, cars do need wheels. They also need insurance, and insurance never goes flat. Learn more about the greatest tool ever, the Name Your Price tool at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Price and coverage match limited by state law. Not available in all states.
You have 3 ex-wives and your current trophy wife wants a life insurance policy 3 times the size of the policies you had to purchase for your previous mistakes? If so, you need to call Big Lou at Term Provider, 800-230-2777. Big Lou is intimately familiar with your problems, and if you're 50 or 60 years old and in reasonably good health, a $1 million policy should only cost about $100 to $200 per month. Big Lou may have a solution for your previous policies as well. You may even save enough money to lighten the load on your new $1 million policy. Remember, call Big Lou. He's like you, except he's only on number 2. Call Term Provider at 800-230-2777. That's 800-230-2777. For $1 million in term life insurance that you can live with. Call Big Lou at 800-230-2777. 800-230-2777.
For a limited time, get a free K5 reverse osmosis drinking water system when you purchase a Connecticut water softener. Clean, great-tasting water at your kitchen sink. Hurry before they're gone.
Call 656 Pure Connecticut.
What's on? 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, South Texas home of the NFL. Monday night, Thursday night, and Sunday night football. Presented locally by Flight by Yingling, the next generation of light beer. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Sports here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. He is Joe Reinagel. I'm Jason Minix. RJ Ochoa from bloggingtheboys.com.
Playing the fake drums there.
Absolutely. He
Wow.
always is. Why not? RJ, none of us expected the Cowboys to go beat the 49ers, and I, for one, said that the Cowboys weren't going to ruin my Sundays and Mondays this year because my expectations were low. And I really didn't get mad until I heard Mike McCarthy talk Monday afternoon. Then I started to get really pissed at what I'm seeing from the Dallas Cowboys.
Well, I agree with that sentiment almost entirely, except I'm so numb and comatose that nothing anybody says can upset me at this point. What can upset me is what you freaks posted on your Instagram with Joe's feet. I have no idea what, is going on in that building these days.
RJ, you're the right person to ask here since you just brought it up and we just posted it. RJ Ochoa on the Buyers Barricades guest line on the San Antonio Sports Star Instagram. And you're the most detail living in the real world person I know that just takes everything to the nth degree. So you're the right guy for this. Reinagel claims that he can flip people off with his feet using his toes. And I called BS on that. And if you look closely at those feet pictures that are posted on the San Antonio Sports Star Instagram, it's his second toe that is kind of erect.
Just let him look at it first before you explain.
Nobody has a foot fetish like you and Rex Ryan, so I don't know that he's going to look at it in this detail.
He's got to look at the close-up.
But it's not the middle toe that's kind of erect. It's the second toe. That's not really flipping somebody off.
I wish that you had chosen a different word other than erect, but I didn't zoom in. I have no interest in doing that. I just scrolled past because I didn't want it on my phone.
Well, there's a poll there. You got to vote in the poll.
I don't think it's anatomically possible to do that, Joe. I actually in my freshman year health class in high school, it was a big discussion about whether you could lift just your big toe like forward and back and separate it from your other four toes. That is, like the talented human beings can do that, but this claim that you can orchestrate your middle toe or whatever is about as all in as the Dallas Cowboys are.
Well, I'm telling you, RJ, if you don't look at it, you have no right to make an opinion. So you have to actually look at it
the middle
and
toe
see.
And the other three are curled under, and it's your second toe that's pointy. That's not flipping somebody off.
Well, it is
it's
to me. In my world, it is.
It's the middle finger.
Yeah. Let me.
Have you
go ahead.
Put your middle knuckle on the ground, like put your hand down, and then try to lift your ring finger. It's impossible. Put your middle knuckle on the table and try to lift your ring finger. You can't do it.
I can do it.
You can't.
Well, I'm doing it.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
I'm doing it.
Whatever.
All right.
That's your question. Let's do this.
Maybe you can't do it.
Hand tricks at 9 p.m. here on the Blitz.
All right, RJ, I've got to ask you a question because Jerry Jones, in his radio interview the other day, said that Dak Prescott should not be running with the football. Nobody wants to see that because quarterbacks that run get hurt. I think that's an excuse for Dak being hurt already, and he can't run. What do you think?
I think that's an aggressive assumption, but I will say, I haven't agreed with Jerry Jones on much of anything for a long time now. I do understand the kind of genesis of this thought. We all have lived the seasons where franchise quarterbacks have gotten hurt, and it casts you into a purgatory that loses people jobs and changes the foundation of who you are as a team. So I understand the reluctance and the hesitance there. There is a level of cutting your nose off to spite your face, and I think we're at a point of timidity, whether it is orchestrated by Dak Prescott, to your assumption, Joe, or if the call is coming from inside the house the way Jerry kind of made it sound like. Dak has 10 rushing attempts through 7 games, the lowest he's ever had through the first 7 games of any year of his career. In fact, he had more in the 5 games that he didn't finish in 2020 when he had that ankle injury. And obviously that came on a play where he was running. If you look at all quarterbacks who started the first 7 games of this season for teams, and obviously that weeds out some quarterbacks, there are 24 that fit that criteria. 22 of them have more rushing attempts than Dak Prescott. Aaron Rodgers, Sam Darnold, Kirk Cousins, And so you are really limiting your offense by not encouraging him to run. No one's saying he has to be Jaden Daniels or Lamar Jackson, but beyond all of that, what's particularly asinine is to announce to the world that you have no intention of doing that so that Mike McCarthy can call an RPO on Sunday in Atlanta and nobody pays any respect to the run option.
Well, and again, they don't have a running game to speak of with running backs or a quarterback. They're anti-running the football. I think, I don't know how healthy he is, and again, you can flash back to the boot in Mexico and make more of a big deal out of it. I go back to something else that Jerry Jones said in that interview on Tuesday. He tries to clarify, if you take him for his word, that he meant all in was about getting Dak and CD done. So if he knew that all in when he made that initial comment and then waited for CD and Dak, this is by design, because if he signs those contracts early, then he's got money freed up to invest in this year's roster. By waiting, he can go with the excuse that he didn't have any money. They didn't have any money under the cap to go get a Derrick Henry or anything. So he waits, basically making it impossible to spend in free agency. The idea that they're not willing to look at any trades. They're not willing to invest in this roster. They've got their quarterback, a receiver. They'll sign Micah Parsons, and I think we see wholesale changes, and you're looking at 25, 26, 27, where they're actually going to try to win. This year is not about winning for the Dallas Cowboys.
I agree with like 67% of that. That is the prediction that I offered to Rob back in the morning huddle days that I was a part of, was that the Cowboys were going to say that paying their guys these franchise, market-setting deals was their version of being all in. Where I would push back is that even if you do believe that that was the genesis of the thought, that didn't hinder them from being able to spend in free agency. They could have signed Dak and CD at any point and still spend. They could have delayed spending them the way they did and still spend. And they're banking on people believing that they couldn't have. These poor, just the poor front office for the Dallas Cowboys, they're so stuck. And, I mean, they really just are up against it, and we should pity them and give them all of our money. And I think where I ultimately, I don't want to say disagree, but I don't think there's a plan. Like what you're offering, Jason, insinuates or implies that there is some level of long-term thought, long-term analysis, long-term planning. I don't think that that's the case at all. I think all in was a thing he said, and whatever repercussions, came from that or continue to come from that are whatever, and they'll go away today and tomorrow and whatever. And if they don't, then who cares? Like, we're all just dancing around in the circus at this point.
Well, and there's got to be some sort of plan, right? And I just think that they're going to draft and develop. They figure they've got Dak, they've got CD. If they sign Micah, which everybody assumes they're going to do, and they're just hoping that these young guys step up and do something. Because even with money next year, do you really see them going out and being big players in free agency?
No, because they don't have to. I mean, I hate being the, all the Cowboys care about is the dollar guy. But you know why they care about the draft? Like, that's the party line. Like, it's because they have to do the draft, right? Like, they can't forego the draft the way they forego free agency. They can't, ignore it when it's their turn to pick a player when they're on the clock. So they do that and they act that way because they literally have to be involved per NFL rules. But, I mean, if I believe that they bought a window for anything, it's for people to blame new people. All they did was flip the hourglass upside down. Now it's Dak's making all this money. C's making all this money. The pressure has to be on them. They have to rise above. And to be clear, they both have to play better. Dak is playing awful. This is the worst Dak Prescott we've ever seen. So multiple things can be true in this sense, but they are only interested in creating targets that can distract the attention and all the hot, whatever it is, away from them and onto other people. And by delaying all the contracts and whatnot, they create the mystique that these players are greedy and whatever the case may be. And they'll do the same thing to Micah. They'll do the same thing to Tyler Smith. They'll do the same thing to Monty Smith.
On the Micah Parsons podcast, where they were so glowingly talking about Dan Quinn and how he motivated guys, and you would run through the wall and the atmosphere that he created. Now, they might have just been propping up DQ. But, man, it certainly felt like they were taking major shots at Mike Zimmer.
The Mike Zimmer hire was something that happened when we were all together in Las Vegas. And if you don't recall, either of you, I have no problem reminding you that I was not interested. It felt lazy. It felt boring. It felt like, well, he's already in the HR system. We don't have to, go through the onboarding process. Like, we can save some time and energy there. And that's where, again, like, I think it was just they woke up one day and said, hey, why don't we try Mike Zimmer? And it is, dude, they are bad. Like, they're not bad, like they're capital B-A-D bad. They look like their defensive coordinator hasn't been in the game for several years, because that is the case. And I will reiterate to people that the only other candidates who they seriously considered, per reports, were Rex Ryan and Ron Rivera. That's it. And it wasn't until those names emerged that everybody got on board with Mike Zimmer, because nobody wanted those two other dudes. And so, yeah, I mean, it isn't a great look that they're all in or whatever. I don't mean to be ironic there on Dan Quinn, and obviously he's their guy and whatnot, and he's the guy that they all, that Mike at least only knew. Trayvon played one season before Dan Quinn arrived, but that he's with a division rival, that the Cowboys are so bad. Like, all of this is just a really big yuck fest, and I don't fault them for having a podcast or talking about whatever they want to talk about, but it does stir all of this in ways that are really, really, really starting to annoy people.
Yeah, well, I think Zimmer's the only guy that's going to sign a one-year contract, and that's the only thing that they're going to do, because all of those guys are going to be gone after this season. There will be a complete new coaching staff next year when we gather for training camp.
I don't see how anybody disagrees with that, and the whole fact of that is very frustrating. I mean, because I think we knew that in February. And so why burn this year? Why waste this time? I mean, why stir the pot like this?
And this year isn't about winning. This is the plan for Jerry Jones.
I mean, but people say that all the time, and I think that's really stupid. And I'm not saying that about either of you.
Yeah, you are.
People say, like,
I got you.
Well, but people say, like, oh, well, they're clearly setting McCarthy up to fail. Why would they need to do that? Like, they could just fire him. Like, why? What is what goal is achieved in setting him up to fail? And that's where, I call the most BS on their propaganda that they would do anything to help the team win. Because my position at the time was you either have to extend Mike McCarthy or fire him, back obviously when last season ended. And we can sit back in retrospect and argue whether or not he should have been extended. But even if you had extended him, and even if everything else played out identically, and you wanted to fire him right now, you could have. There's no salary cap. There's no penalty. There are no repercussions. You could have fired him and just made that problem go away with money. But that reinforces the idea that they care about that bottom line. They care about that bottom dollar. And the main reason that Mike McCarthy is here isn't because they do or don't care about winning. It's that they don't have to pay two different coaches, head coach salaries simultaneously.
RJ Ochoa from VloggingTheBoys.com here on the Blitz. RJ, Atlanta this weekend. How did they go in there and get a win?
I think I'm going to pick the Cowboys this week. I mean, look, man, Atlanta is really bad. I mean, they're kind of good, but they find ways to muck things up in ways that would impress even the Cowboys. And so this does kind of feel like I don't even want to call it a get-right game, but a chance where Dallas goes in and maybe benefits from some of that Falcons chaos, one of those weird games in the noon window that's part of the witching hour that Scott Hansen is losing his mind over. I will say, if Bijan Robinson goes off, and he probably will because he excels in runs under center, and that's where the Cowboys defense is particularly, to say bad, again, is being somewhat kind. But if they can contain him, and the Falcons do a great job of that on their own. They like to avoid handing him the ball, and those are the kinds of things that I think work in Dallas' favor. It is worth mentioning that if they lose this game and they fall to 3-5, there are only 35 teams in all of NFL history who have won 3 or fewer of their first 8 games and made the playoffs. That list does include the 2018 Dallas Cowboys, but there are over 700 teams that have won 4 of their first 8 games or more, or fewer, I should say, that have made the playoffs. So the difference, the swing difference is massive here if you win or lose this game.
Yeah, well, the way the NFC is, even if they go 4-4, I'm not betting on the Cowboys making the playoffs this year, and really, why bother? Because they're not going anywhere. And the other thing you got to worry about and we saw it with George Kittle, is Kyle Pitts. I mean, the Cowboys didn't have an answer for Kittle. What makes you think they're going to have an answer for Pitts?
I agree with you, certainly. But George Kittle is just – I hate the term cowboy killer because everybody kind of is, so it's not specific to any one person. But George Kittle kind of relishes in it. I mean, think about the performance he had last year in the game. He had 3 touchdowns, whatnot. He had that crazy catch in the playoff game 2 years ago when Dallas went up there. So I think that George Kittle's kind of in his own box. Like, Kyle Pitts is still a little bit of a name. Like, Kyle Pitts still has yet to really arrive from a production standpoint in the NFL. So I wouldn't put him quite on that plane. Like I said, if anybody worries me, it's Bijan Robinson, because couldn't you see the Texas boy, flashing the hook'em after just like a 214-yard, 3-touchdown performance against the Cowboys, while Zeke has 21 yards on 19 carries or something like that?
Yeah, I can see that.
He's not going to carry the ball 19 yards. He would need a stretcher to get out of that building.
It is. I mean, the Zeke thing is, I feel so bad. Like, I don't enjoy tweeting these statistics, but they're the truth and they're reality, and that's my job. But he is one of the most ineffective running backs ever in the Dallas Cowboys franchise history. I mean, like, literally ever. If you just using this season, it is quite bad. This is worse than any of us could have possibly imagined. But
Joseph Randall would like a word.
Yeah, that's true.
Actually, I wouldn't mind a Joseph Randall
I
about
know,
now.
Right?
Well, you can ask Joseph, I guess, about Joe's middle toe situation, whatever. I don't know what conversation or what y'all were doing to where that became something that you wanted to talk about, or how Joe's feet became.
Joe's got a Rex Ryan-like foot fetish. I mean, we could just leave it at that.
Just let me know what you think, RJ. That's all I want.
He wanted to go quadruple bird. And I said, how do you do that? He said he can flip people off with his toes. It was actually a very innocent.
You can do them both simultaneously?
Simultaneously,
he can do
RJ.
One
yes.
foot. 1 foot. There's no middle toe.
I can do all four at the same time.
It's not a middle toe.
What kind of chair or seat are you in that you're in a position to do that?
Well, Deshaun Watson showed me the happy baby, so I can do that.
Oh, wow. Good Lord.
Yeah. I think Joe, you need a pair of socks, and like the kind that go up to your knees, so that there's no chance of your toes coming in front of anybody. Like, we don't want that at all. Ever.
Just think happy baby and toes, RJ. Have a great dinner, my friend.
I hope that you eat a bowl of ice cream. That's what I really, a bowl, not a cone, not a cup, but a bowl. And a plastic one, so the spoon isn't clinging and clanging. That's the most annoying thing when somebody in your household does that.
RJ Ochoa, who is easily annoyed on the Buyers Barricades guest line. Make sure you follow him on Twitter and read all this stuff at bloggingtheboys.com. Appreciate you, RJ. We'll talk to you later.
Survivor tonight. I know y'all are pumped.
Yeah, sure. RJ Ochoa and all our guests on the Buyers Barricades guest line, where they provide traffic control, rental, and sales for San Antonio and beyond. Online at buyersbarricades.com. Of course, Cowboys and Falcons on Sunday here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, brought to you by AA Best Bail Bonds and Ewald Kubota.
We actually have the Texans game tomorrow night.
We've got the Texans game
here
tomorrow night.
Yes,
We're the home of the NFL. Thursday night, Sunday night, Monday night, brought to you by Flight by Yingling, the next generation of light beer. And again, it's Wednesday. Get your picks in for the Pro Football Pick'em Challenge at sasportstar.com. Weekly winners get that gift card to the Mellow Mushroom. At the end of the year, the local grand prize winner gets $1,000 worth of tickets from A Awesome Tickets. It's good stuff.
Good stuff.
Very good stuff.
I got my picks in, by the way.
Do you?
They're in.
All right. I will get my picks in as well. Let's talk some UTSA football and their NIL situation.
All right.
Coming up, plus Danny Canell will join us at 5:15. It's the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Taking you home with the Blitz. Afternoons 2 to 6. KTFM Floresville. And everywhere at sasportstar.com. 1, 2, 3, Cowboys! South Texas home of the Dallas Cowboys. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Sunday at noon. The back-to-back road trip ends in Atlanta with the boys taking on the Falcons.
I like this kind of party.
Pre-game starts at 11. Presented by AA Best Bail Bonds and Ewald Kubota.
You asked for it, you got it. How about them Cowboys?
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. South Texas home of the Dallas Cowboys.
If you're a man and you live in or around the San Antonio area, you need to listen to this message. Do you find yourself stressing about or even avoiding intimate moments? Do you find yourself thinking, is it going to work? Does your partner look at you and ask, is it me? Did I do something wrong? Do you get frustrated when things don't live up to their expectations? Men, you're not alone, and we have a solution. For over a decade, Mojo has delivered 100% guaranteed male performance results. Mojo truly works every single time. Guys, Mojo works when all other things fail, and its proprietary formula has helped thousands of men live their best lives again.
Yeah!
Mojo is 100% natural, blood pressure safe, diabetic friendly, and fast acting. And Mojo is now available in both spray and capsule formulas, exclusively at Pure Line Nutrition. Call Pure Line Nutrition in San Antonio today at 210-494-2210. That's Pure Line Nutrition, 210-494-2210.
At Frost, some of our services sound too good to be true. Like the largest ATM network in Texas. Early payday, so direct deposits made to personal checking accounts are available up to 2 days earlier. Having a real live banker to talk to 24/7. Or that time a Frost banker gave a San Antonio restaurant her personal debit card number after a customer's card was mistakenly declined at his business dinner. True story. Frost, exactly what you unexpected.
Halloween is just around the corner, but Huluween is here. Hulu is the streaming home to fresh fall releases that'll creep under your skin, like Immaculate starring Sydney Sweeney, FX's American Horror Stories, the new thriller film Hold Your Breath starring Sarah Paulson, and FX's chilling horror thriller Grotesquerie. So snuggle into your couch with a pumpkin spice latte and watch all your scary favorites. Turn your Halloween into Huluween and stream till you scream on Hulu.
In Texas, your spouse can claim alimony after just 10 years of marriage. Do you know your countdown? I guarantee she does. I'm Gary Barton, owner of Barton & Associates, attorneys at law. If you're considering divorce, it's absolutely crucial to understand your options right now. Don't let alimony catch you off guard. Protect what you've built and secure your hard-earned assets. Visit TexasDivorce.com. At Barton & Associates, we focus on navigating the complexities of divorce law to ensure you're not left vulnerable. Divorce is tough, but you have a choice. Take control of the process or allow your spouse to dictate the terms. If you're serious about safeguarding what you have built and your financial future, Barton & Associates is the team for you. We'll act swiftly and decisively, ensuring that you're not taken advantage of. Call Barton & Associates at 210-500-0000. That's 210-5-MILLION. Or visit TexasDivorce.com. That's TexasDivorce.com.
Principal Office, San Antonio.
Flight by Yingling is the next generation of light beer. For those who don't follow trends, but craft them. Flight by Yingling is 12 ounces of uncompromised refreshment from America's oldest brewery. With only 2.6 grams of carbs and 95 calories, this is premium refreshment 6 generations in the making. Don't just raise a glass, raise the bar. Flight by Yingling. Available wherever beer is sold. DG Yingling & Son Incorporated, Pottsville, Pennsylvania. Please enjoy responsibly.
Let me ask you a question. Is your roof ready for anything? Well, Stevens Roofing, a locally owned company, has been serving our community for decades. Whether it's a commercial project or residential, or repairing your old roof, or maybe installing a new one, they've got you covered. And now Stevens offers solar. Stevens Solar Solutions can save you money and energy. Stevens Roofing, quality craftsmanship, solar solutions, and local expertise under one roof. Call 210-785-0994 or go to stevensroofing.net.
Hey, this is Rob Thompson here for Prize Picks, my daily fantasy game. In fact, mine and 10 million others are playing this every day because we know what we're doing. Prize Picks is the best place to get real money on your sports action. Join me and so many others playing every day. You know why? Prize Picks invented FlexPay, which means you can still cash out if your lineup isn't perfect. Look, you know your sports. How many yards is CeeDee Lamb going to get this week? Is Jonathan Taylor going to get 85 or more? You know what you're doing. Go make your play. Prize Picks is the best way to win real money this football season. Which players are going off? Which players aren't? You know you play fantasy football. Put your knowledge to work. And remember, use the code Alamo and there's $50 in it for you. Download the app now. Use Alamo. Play with your friends. It's the best way to have fun and get yourself in the game. Remember, Prize Picks also offers weekly promotions that can add to big payouts. Download the app today. Prize Picks. Run your game.
San Antonio Sports Stars $50K Pro Football Pick'em giveaway is back. Head to sasportstar.com and pick the winners of each pro football game every week to earn points for each correct pick. Highest points each week wins a $25 gift card to Mellow Mushroom. Highest points overall scores $1,000 worth of tickets from A Awesome Tickets. Pick the winning ticket of every regular season game. Win the grand prize, $50,000. This is an Audience National contest across multiple markets. The $50K Pro Football giveaway. Register and win at sasportstar.com. San Antonio's Sports Center.
San Antonio Spurs back in action tonight. They're in Oklahoma City to take on the Thunder. Tip-off there set for 8:30. It will be televised on ESPN. Game 5 of the World Series, the Yankees and the Dodgers. Dodgers lead that best-of-7 set 3-1. You can catch that game right here on San Antonio Sports Star beginning at 6 o'clock. And the Cowboys activated All-Pro corner Deron Bland off the injured reserve list.
Guess what day it is?
Joe Reinagel.
That's the third time in 7 seasons the San Antonio Spurs are the NBA champions.
Jason Minix.
They go back to big day as Super Bowl champions. Dallas 52, Buffalo 17.
It's the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
Mike. What day is it, Mike? Hump day.
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 Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah. Happy Hump Day, everybody.
Made it to 5.
Made it to 5, and if you're getting off work, congratulations. You're over the hump.
We got about an hour to go. Then World Series continues tonight here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. So an early release day for James Pledger, thanks to the Yankees keeping that series alive. He's Toe Reinagel. I'm Jason Minix.
Howdy.
And literally, he's Toe Reinagel today.
You got to go with the flow.
I don't know if flow had anything to do with this. On our Instagram page, at SA Sports Star, if you weren't here earlier in the show, you're welcome. Reinagel pulled his shoe off, pulled his sock off, and showed the world his toes.
Wonder where you were going there.
By trying
kind of hesitated on pulled.
To flip people off with his toe. Problem is, I don't think that he actually accomplished his goal. Because the idea of flipping somebody off, it's your middle finger. So by doing that with your foot, it would be the middle toe. But it's not his middle toe that's erect. It's the second toe. He still claims it's a talent. You guys can vote on a poll that's on our Instagram page with photographs.
Yes.
At SA Sports Star on Instagram.
Go check it out because the poll percentages are getting closer in my favor, by the way.
Wait, where are they now?
Well, I don't know. I got to look it up.
I mean, it was a whole lot to nothing. So did you actually get any votes there?
I'm assuming I did because there is a percentage in my favor.
All I could assume at that point is they didn't understand the question.
Yeah, they understand it. It looks just like I'm flipping you off with my toe. It doesn't have to be the middle toe. That's ridiculous. It just looks like I'm flipping you off. Okay. And that's all that that was the goal of the whole thing. So
all right, right now it's 65 no, 35
see that?
Yes.
We're getting close. 35%. Smartest people out there, apparently.
I don't know. Some of these comments are interesting. Very, very interesting.
Go check it out.
Go check it out. Here's the thing. Go check it out at SA Sports Star on Instagram. Vote in the poll. If you're following at SA Sports Star on Instagram, which we want you to do, send a direct message that says no toes. And Ryan will randomly select a winner to get tickets to go to the UTSA Memphis game on Saturday. It's that easy. Just
very cool.
You could vote in the poll. You don't even have to. Just make sure you're following, because that's how you win, is if you're following on Instagram and just a direct message, no toes. And you'll win tickets. You could win tickets. A pair of tickets.
You got to get lucky with the little spinny thing.
Yeah. What?
Well, that Ryan uses, a little spinny.
Oh, yeah.
He throws your name in that spinny thing, and hopefully it comes up for you.
With your toe fetish, and you say you got to get lucky with the spinny thing, I just wanted to clarify.
Spinny thing. What does that have to do with my toes?
I'm not sure.
Go take a look, y'all.
Joe thinks he has sexy feet.
I would appreciate your vote. Since we're in the election season. Vote
no
for me.
toes is the message. And somebody's going to win tickets to go see UTSA in Memphis on Saturday. If you don't win the tickets, buy them. Go UTSA.com. Pack the dome this weekend. It's going to be a fun time. You know, Longhorns have this weekend off. A&M has a tough game on the road at South Carolina, a game you can listen to here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, brought to you by the Angry Elephant and Ewald Kubota. Pregame at 5:30. Kickoff is at 6:30. Let's talk some college football, and specifically that game with our buddy Danny Canell. He will join us next here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. You think about the college games this weekend, the pro games on Sunday. Of course, NBA, you got Spurs and OKC. Tonight, you want to have a little bit more fun and maybe win some money while watching those games, make sure you go download the Underdog Fantasy app or go get signed up at UnderdogFantasy.com. Use my promo code STAR when you sign up and start playing the Pick'em game, which is a lot of fun to play. All you got to do is choose higher or lower on predicted stats. You can even mix and match sports and leagues. It's a lot of fun, and you'll have an opportunity to win. And something that Underdog is doing right now is running a special, a promo, or a bonus almost every single day, like Profit Boost, where you can pump up your winnings in just a tap when you apply to boost to eligible entries. You can get discounts, adjusted projections on certain player stats to give you a better shot at the win. They've got free picks, basically a sure thing. A player just has to get higher than 0.5 for that pick to win. All new users get a free pick, so download the Underdog Fantasy app, sign up with my promo code STAR, and deposit now and get up to $1,000 in bonus cash instantly. Promo code STAR at Underdog Fantasy. Must be over 18, present in a state where Underdog Fantasy operates. Terms apply. Concerned with your play? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit ncpgambling.org. Looking at Underdog right now, I'm looking at rebounds and assists for Wemby and CP3 tonight. Jets stat line is looking pretty good for points. Go get into the action and have a little fun. Underdog Fantasy, promo code STAR.
Dallas Cowboys head coach Mike McCarthy goes one-on-one with the morning huddles. AJ and Rob, Friday mornings.
You invited Dak and Coop over to the house. What Mama cooked?
She never disappoints.
Well, what was the meal? We're really curious.
Well, she had the local pizza, salads, pasta dish, chicken.
Mike McCarthy's unfiltered look at the Cowboys' upcoming game. Friday mornings at 6:45 and 9. Presented by AA Best Bail Bonds on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Testosterone plays a significant role in regulating fat metabolism and distribution in the body. It also helps to reduce serious health risks down the line. I'm Manny with Rock's Discount Vitamins, and we carry the highest quality natural testosterone boosters on the market. It immediately provides you with more energy, increased libido, increased metabolism, and improves your mood. With 11 San Antonio area locations, find us at rocksdiscountvitamins.com. That's rocksdiscountvitamins.com. We thank God and you for all the support.
Hello, my name is Jason Thompson. I'm an attorney here in San Antonio, and since 1994, I've been representing people and families seriously injured by negligent drivers. I think everyone knows that driving while using a cell phone, texting, posting videos is dangerous. Study after study shows that use of a cell phone like this is the same or worse than driving under the influence. Yet, many people insist on using their cell phones while driving. I've had many cases where my client was injured by one of these people because they chose to use their cell phone. Who are these people? You and I have both seen them, probably today. Men, women, old, young, minivan drivers, truck drivers, 18-wheeler drivers. I know this. The same person that chooses to use their cell phone while driving is the same person who will lie about it later just to avoid taking responsibility. If you choose to use a cell phone while driving and hurt someone, you'd better hope they don't call me. If you or a family member has been injured in a vehicle collision, call me. Jason Thompson, 210-900-0400. That's 210-900-0400.
Listen to this station anytime, anywhere on Odyssey. Odyssey is your new audio home for all the music, news, sports, and podcasts that matter to you. Odyssey. That's AUDACY.
There's never any FOMO with the iHeartRadio app. You won't ever have to miss out on your favorite shows and contests with this radio station again. Radio 24/7, 365. We're here when you want us. Stay connected and listen anywhere when you download the free iHeartRadio app.
This is an announcement to all United States vehicle owners who own a 2003 or newer vehicle with a manufacturer's warranty about to expire, or no warranty coverage at all. With a struggling economy and the cost of living on the rise, Endurance is now offering an affordable, low-cost vehicle coverage plan to the general public. As of today, you could be one of millions of drivers that now may qualify to have your vehicle protected under this coverage and have all future covered auto repairs paid directly to the repair shop for you. You pick your plan. You pick your deductible. You even pick the repair shop. Roadside service, towing, and rental coverage is included. Get your vehicle protected now and save your wallet from costly vehicle repairs. A toll-free number has been established for you to call for your free 5-minute quote and to see if you qualify. The number to call is 800-290-0239. 800-290-0239. Again, that's 800-290-0239. Coverage, deductibles, and claims may vary. For details, go to endurancewarranty.com.
For a limited time, receive a free reverse osmosis drinking station when you buy a Connecticut water softener. A free drinking water system installed at your kitchen sink with the cleanest, best tasting water you've ever had. Better for your coffee maker, better for cooking, better for everything. Free with the purchase of a Connecticut water softener, but only for a limited time.
Trust me, Connecticut water systems are the best of the best. I personally have one in my home. All those other water softener systems out there are junk in comparison. Connecticut uses less water and runs on kinetic energy.
And is the last water softener you'll ever own. Right now, receive a free reverse osmosis drinking water station when you buy a Connecticut water softener. This is a limited time offer, so don't wait. Call us at 656-PURE.
Check them out at ConnecticutSA.com and tell them Dave Ramsey sent you.
The last water softener you'll ever own. Call 656-PURE. Connecticut.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, South Texas home for Texas A&M football. Saturday afternoon at 6:30. The Aggies, undefeated in the SEC, take on the South Carolina Gamecocks. Presented by Ewald Kubota and the Angry Elephant. Pre-game at 5:30 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
It is the Blitz here on 94.1 as San Antonio Sports Star. He's Joe Reinagel. I'm Jason Minix. Longhorns on a bye this week, but what a weekend in at college football. Let's talk about it. Our good friend Danny Canell joining us here on the Buyers Barricades guest line, courtesy of BetOnline. Danny, I want to start with not the Longhorns, but with the Aggies and their win last week over LSU and what Mike Elko did with the quarterback situation. Started with Connor, and you and I both, if we were in on Connor, then we were out on Connor, and last week it wasn't Connor, but he might be the guy this week again against South Carolina.
Well, I kind of need to know before I make my pick, right? Because I think it's the most important position in the game. I think it's pretty clear-cut. Now, I don't see practice every day. I'm not inside the locker room. I think that team is best when Marcel Reed is under center. Now, I could be prisoner of the moment as well. When he comes in, rushes for 3 touchdowns, he helps them beat LSU. Clearly, there's some recency bias. But I've seen most importantly, yes, he can run the football better, and I think he's a better fit for what Colin Klein wants to do. And, yes, you may give up some in the pass game, but most importantly, he doesn't turn the ball over. And that is something that Connor Wigman has struggled with, whether it was back against Notre Dame, even against Mississippi State, the game before they played LSU. He had several interceptable passes that were dropped. I just see a little bit too much of a roller coaster ride. So I would sacrifice some of the pass game that you get from Wigman and say, you know what, let's go all in with Marcel Reed, make this team more of a run-centric team, which they clearly are when he's there. And he's still plenty good enough to hit the big plays when they're there to be made. But it's the coach's decision. I think they might roll them both out there again this week. and which scares me because I do prefer Marcel Reed. I think the offense is better. I don't think he turns it over, but I have a feeling they're going to roll out both of the quarterbacks.
Danny, I don't know if you were ever in this situation or not, but what does it do to a guy's confidence like Connor Wegman when you get pulled like that? Now the fans are calling for Marcel Reed to start, and you're inserted into the starting lineup this weekend. What does that do to your confidence?
Are you talking? I missed the first part of that about Wigman. What does it do to his confidence, or what does it do to Marcel Reed?
Wigman's confidence, being pulled like he was. The fans are calling for Reed to start, but Wigman might very well start the game. Does it hurt his confidence at all?
Absolutely. I mean, it's just human nature, right? I mean, my first year starting at Florida State. My first big game was down in the Orange Bowl against the Miami Hurricanes. I threw 3 picks and got benched in the third quarter. We lost the game, and, Coach Bowden and Mark Richt came back and said, hey, we're going to have an open competition for the job. But you have to have toughness, and you have to have thick skin. Something that I developed through that process was saying, okay, I have to earn it. Nothing is given to you. So if you're Connor Wegman, yeah, it's okay if you get a little bit upset. You want to get angry. You want to get ticked off. But let it use you to motivate you to work harder, to be in that playbook even more, to be a great teammate, to try to lift everybody up and say, you know what? I don't care if I'm starting. If I do, I'm going to make the most of it. I don't care if I'm on the bench. I don't care if I come in for one series. Whatever it takes, I'm going to do to help this team, I'll do it. And you want to be a great teammate, which sadly is something that, and this isn't an indictment on Connor Wigman, it's just across college football. More players are worried about their NIL status, what their NFL draft stock is, and aren't willing to take a back seat sometimes to what's best for the team. So it'll rattle your confidence. But if it does and you can't perform through it, then you're probably not the guy anyway. So, and I thought I was really impressed with Wegman before when he came back off of injury against Missouri. He looked like $1 million, and that was a very pressure-packed situation. So it's all the part of the process of being a quarterback in a big-time college football program. But I would definitely think his confidence is shaken. He's just got to make sure it doesn't impact his play.
And again, will he put the team ahead of everything else? And I think we have kind of seen that from Quinn Ewers in Austin. Gets pulled for a couple of series in that game against Georgia. Looks good in the first half last week against Vanderbilt. They get the win. It wasn't pretty, or not pretty enough for most Longhorn fans. And this week is a bye. If you're Quinn Ewers and all the talk, how does that affect his draft stock? And everybody wants Arch Manning anyway. How does Quinn Ewers play the rest of this season out?
I think he's been bothered by this injury that sidelined him. He had this oblique injury. I know they said he was healthy and he had extra time to rest, but something just looks off. I mean, when I saw from him at Michigan, I was there in person, I thought it was one of the more impressive performances we've seen, and it was on the road in a hostile environment, much like we saw 2 years ago in Tuscaloosa at Alabama when he beat Alabama on the road and made several big-time throws and finished the game with 3 touchdown passes. And that, to me, is the difference in Wigman and Quinn Ewers is Quinn Ewers is the entrenched starter. Like, he's been in big games and won them, where I don't know if Wigman has that confidence because he hasn't done it yet. And the other thing, too, that Quinn Ewers has going for him is he's had Arch Manning breathing down his neck since Arch Manning, tweeted out, I'm going to be a Texas Longhorn. He's had to deal with that, so he's kind of used to it. I'm sure it's irritating, and I'm sure it's something that he doesn't love, but I do trust him to kind of compartmentalize things and say, you know what, as long as I win, as long as I put forth, good effort and good numbers and good preparation, everything else will take care of itself. The other thing I think he knows is that he's the better quarterback for Texas. I know Arch is the shiny new toy, but it wasn't like he tore it up when he did start those couple games in Quinn Ewers' absence. He still looked like very much a young quarterback who's a work in progress, where Quinn Ewers is much closer to the finished product. And I would say, as far as the performance against Georgia, he wasn't getting much help. I mean, they was getting crushed. His offensive line was getting whooped. I mean, they just ran into an absolute buzzsaw. So I think that was more about Georgia's defense being dominant. That wasn't about me shaking, confidence in Quinn Ewers and what he potentially could be.
Danny, I'm interested in getting your opinion on this because I bought into all the hype, right? I'm thinking Texas, Ohio State, two best teams in the country. Surely they're going to meet for the national championship. Now you see Texas obviously lose to Georgia. They had a rough time at Vanderbilt. Ohio State gets beat, and they have a rough time last week, and they've got a big game this week. What is that just the beauty of college football this year, that we just don't know who will be there at the end?
Yes, absolutely. And even Oregon, who's the number one team in the country and looks like they don't have any flaws, they're not perfect. And I think sometimes in general, and we've been spoiled. We had, Alabama in 2020. I mean, shoot, last year Michigan was perfect. They ran the table undefeated. We've been spoiled with some of these great teams, but I think the landscape is changing. It's just harder to collect as much talent now with the transfer portal and with NIL. You don't have the depth that you've had in years past. And so I think that's becoming an issue. But I think this thing is wide open as it's been. I think there's probably 5 or 6 teams that really have the talent that could do it towards the end. I think there's probably 20 to 25 that can actually make the college football playoff and win a game. But I do think it's sort of your traditional blue bloods, the programs like Ohio State, like Georgia, like Texas, like Ohio State, that can truly get through 3 playoff games. And then there's programs that are flying under the radar. Like I am really high on Texas A&M when they play at their best, but that's the roller coaster ride this season has been. There's been a lot of teams that have flashed and then quickly, fizzle after that. And I think this is a perfect example of a game where Texas A&M, it's just a 2.5-point favorite. Everybody's looking at them saying, man, how could they possibly lose this game? South Carolina is more than capable of pulling off the upset if they don't come out ready to go. And I think that's the beauty of this season. There's more parity than there's been maybe since I've been covering the sport in the last 15 years. And I think it's going to be an absolutely wild ride to the finish.
Danny Canell joining us here on the Blitz. You can listen to him on Sirius XM, watch him on CBS. And, I look at the Texas loss, it was to Georgia. And you look at Oregon, I didn't think anybody could run undefeated this year and run the table, especially through the number of playoff games. But when I look at Oregon's schedule, because they don't have, of all people, Indiana on the schedule this year, Oregon actually has a chance to run the table.
They do. They have the interesting matchup this weekend with Michigan because they're, just over a 2-touchdown favorite. Michigan is this team that nobody thinks has a chance, but this is where you will see the physicality come to play. And Michigan has issues at quarterback, like no one's given them a chance. It is in their, in the big house, so it will be a hostile environment. I think this is when we'll really find out just how good Oregon is. I think they win the game, but I think it's a lot of points for a conference foe that, is kind of wounded. No one is counting on them. I think Sharon Moore will have this team ready to go, and I think that defensive front with Mason Graham, who's probably going to be a first-round defensive tackle selected for the Michigan Wolverines, he could provide some problems. I will say this, though, because I have loved Oregon. They were my preseason pick to win the national championship. If they go into the big house and win by 3 touchdowns or more, then you're all of a sudden staring at an undefeated season. But don't forget, they do potentially have a matchup, most likely with Ohio State. And that game was 1 second away from a home loss. So I still think that Big Ten race is pretty, tight between Ohio State, Oregon. And I know Ohio State just had a rough game against Nebraska, and they've got injury starting to pile it up. But like I said, as good as Oregon looks, they're, a couple bounces of the ball or 1 second left on the clock from being the one-loss team, and then we're raving about Ohio State. It is just truly anybody's season this year.
Well, you didn't mention Penn State, Danny, and that's the big game of the weekend. Obviously, Ohio State at Penn State. Does Penn State have any chance there? I think they do, just because of what you said about Ohio State being a little bit banged up.
Yeah, I'm with you. I actually do like Penn State, especially with the points. If it's over 3, which it's at 3.5 right now, I kind of like them as the home underdog. But I do think this will be a field goal type game. So Ohio State, I think everybody's kind of, looking at them and, it was off a bye week. They struggled against Nebraska. Nebraska just got blown out by Indiana. You have to be really careful playing that game because every week is a new week. And Ohio State might possibly have been looking forward to this game against Penn State and had that one circled looking ahead of each other. But on a much more serious note, they couldn't run the football against Nebraska last week. And they're supposed to have this superstar backfield, which they do, with Quinshon Judkins and Travion Henderson, but both of them were held in check to under 30 yards rushing, which is pretty inexcusable. But they lost their starting left tackle, Josh Simmons, the week of that game. Then during the game, they lose his fill-in, Ed Milkowski, who came off the bench, and then he goes out of the game. So they're down to a third left tackle. So what they're going to do is kick out a starting guard to the outside. And anytime you start doing that up front, it gets a little bit nerve-wracking, especially when you're playing a defensive front like Penn State has and a guy like Abdul Carter, who's one of the best edge rushers in the country. So I think this is going to be a physical game. I like Penn State. I do think it's going to be a lower-scoring game because Ohio State's front seven has really been their strong suit. They've done a good job of shutting down the run, which is what Penn State wants to do. And then Penn State has injury issues of their own. Drew Aller, the quarterback, got knocked out of last game. Bo Pribula, their backup, comes in. And James Franklin's been very coy about who's going to start this week and probably won't let anybody know until it kicks off. But even if it's Drew Aller, how healthy is he? Is he impacted by that knee injury that he suffered against Wisconsin? So a lot of question marks in this game. I'm going to go with the home underdog and take those points in a lower scoring affair. But I do think this could be the first time in 7 years that Penn State could potentially pull off the upset.
It's going to be interesting. Danny Canell joining us here from courtesy of Bet Online, where you can check for updated college football playoff conference, Heisman, and obviously the Week 10 lines. Let's talk Heisman. What did you think of Dion campaigning a little bit for Shedeur in that Heisman conversation this week?
I have no problem with it whatsoever because he's right. Last year I hated it. Remember after one game at TCU, they get a win, and at halftime he was saying, my man Shedeur and Travis Hunter need to be Heisman candidates. That was crazy talk. This year it's becoming reality, and he does have two Heisman contenders. Everybody knows about Travis Hunter, which is absolutely remarkable. He's doing things we haven't seen in 50 years, getting over 100 snaps a game on both sides of the ball, the team's leading receiver and their best defensive back. But quietly, Shedeur Sanders is once again having an outstanding year, and they've got him in the Big 12 title race. So I was very hard on Colorado last year. I thought they were a lot of smoke and mirrors, and they were fraudulent. This year, I think they're a legitimate Big 12 contender in a league that doesn't have a lot of separation from top to bottom. Quarterback oftentimes is the difference, and he's been great with the football. His teammates rally around him. He makes play after play. I think it's absolutely worthy of the Heisman discussion. And from an odds perspective, I don't think there's great value on Travis Hunter because that secret's already out of the bag. I do think Shedeur's kind of flying under the radar, and there's some value on him. And I never want to hope somebody gets hurt. But if Travis Hunter has already been dinged and missed part of 2 games, if he somehow gets hurt, then Shedeur Sanders walks right through that door as the Heisman candidate for the Colorado Buffaloes.
Is he a number 1 draft pick, Danny?
Yes, he's absolutely a first-rounder. This class isn't great, though. I don't think it'll be 1-2 this year, 1-2-3 like it was last year. I think Shedeur Sanders is probably a quarterback that's taken in the teens. He and Cam Ward are the top 2 on my list, the quarterback from Miami, and they're both spectacular, and they both make plays, and they've both been superstars, and they played a lot of college football, which I think matters. We've seen some of the busts this year of guys who really didn't play much in college. I think what NFL teams are going to really love about these two is they've got, in Cam Ward's case, he's got 5 years of starting tape, and it's all been good everywhere he's been, including going back to the FCS level at Incarnate Word. And same thing with Shedeur Sanders, going all the way back to his FCS days at Jackson State. Both have really good bodies of work where it's been solid, improvement throughout and really great quarterback play and winning quarterback play. So I think it's Shedeur Sanders and Cam Ward both off the board, 1-2. But I think it'll be a little bit towards the middle to the back end of the first round. I just don't think they have that really high ceiling as far as, cannon for an arm strength, 6'5", run a 4.4, which can fool you sometimes. I mean, that's what Anthony Richardson was for the Colts, and he was a specimen coming out, but he'd only played 13 games at Florida, completed under 53% of his passes, and quickly we're seeing that he is overwhelmed by the NFL. I don't think scouts are going to see that problem with these two quarterbacks.
I hope not. And as following Cam Ward and knowing him since he was here in San Antonio at Incarnate Word and even coming out in high school, I'm rooting for him, not only for Heisman being that first-round guy, following his journey. Real quick, Danny, NFL talk. Texans or Jets tomorrow night? I'm trying to figure out how the Jets are actually favored in this game.
I am too, and it's one of those ones that just doesn't make a whole lot of sense. The Jets have been an absolute disaster. I'll take the Texans. And I know it's been a little bit of a slower year, and people want C.J. Stroud to just pick up right where he left off and pick up that mantle and just throw for 50 touchdown passes. But it's a work in progress. I still haven't lost any faith in him and this squad. So I'm going to say that the Texans do get the win this weekend.
Appreciate it.
All
Danny
right.
Canell, CBS, Sirius XM, courtesy of Bet Online. Always appreciate it, my friend. We'll catch up soon.
You guys are awesome, man. Enjoy the games this weekend. We'll do it again soon.
Absolutely. Danny Canell on the Buyers Barricades guest line, where they provide traffic control, rental, and sales for San Antonio and beyond, online at buyersbarricades.com.
That dude has just got more information about college football rolling around in his head than anybody I know.
You ever watch him on that CBS show?
I have seen him, yes.
He's fantastic.
Yeah, he's great. So
Good dude.
It's great that he comes on and talks a little college football, because I like Penn State this weekend. And maybe it's a little Ohio State hate.
Yeah.
But I don't really care for Penn State either. But
didn't you take the Jets earlier?
Huh?
Didn't you say you were taking the Jets earlier?
I'm still thinking about it.
All right.
Yeah. Because, see, everybody likes Houston.
I don't know.
Everybody likes Houston.
Uh-huh.
So that's good. It's good for me.
It's good for you.
It's good for me. Yep.
Mm-hmm. You know what's not good for you, Joe?
What's not good for me, Jason?
Showing your toes on the internet, which Ryan Eagle did. Now, if you go to the San Antonio Sports Star Instagram page, at SA Sports Star, there's, unfortunately, some feet photos of toe Ryan Eagle.
You're welcome.
There's a poll question for what he's trying to do with his feet in said photo.
Yes.
They're there. Please go vote in the poll.
Please.
Joe needs his ego stroked.
No.
But also, we're giving away some UTSA tickets. You've got a chance to win a pair of tickets to go see UTSA in Memphis Saturday morning in the Dome. All you have to do, make sure you're following at SA Sports Star. Send a direct message that says no toes. And at 5:50, Ryan's going to take all the names of everybody that sent no toes comments, put you on the little spinny thing. Somebody's going to win tickets to go see UTSA in Memphis.
Hell of a prize. You're welcome, everybody.
And somebody else randomly is going to get an autographed toe picture from Joe Ryan Eagle.
That's better than the tickets.
You can at least buy tickets at goutsa.com. Joe's OnlyFans Toes account is absolutely free.
Yes, it is. Right now it is.
As it should be. If any of you just lost your lunch and clogged up your toilet, you know there is one company to call, and that is Quartermoon Plumbing, Heating, and AC. 210-651-5899. 651-5899. At Quartermoon, they are experts at worst-case scenarios. Big job, small job, residential or commercial. Their service trucks are fully stocked, and they have all the equipment needed for any job. No commission. Sales reps, they'll provide estimates and second opinions, and they have a great experienced staff that has earned an A-plus ranking with the Better Business Bureau. And at Quartermoon, they are green certified. And it's October 30th. If you haven't had your heater tuned up yet, make sure you get that done before you have to turn that thing on. Call Quartermoon. They've got great maintenance programs. 210-651-5899 is the phone number. 651-5899 or online at quartermoonplumbing.com.
It's the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson.
Thursday on the Morning Huddle, we take a look at how San Antonio fared in Oklahoma City and how will the Houston Texans fare against the Jets. All that and more. Party starts at 6.
It's the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson. Morning 6 to 10 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
You ever try fixing your car and realize you're missing that one part? Yeah, been there. That's why eBay's my go-to. They've got millions of parts, guaranteed to fit. I'm talking brake pads for when yours have seen one too many miles of stop and go. Oil filters, because you don't mess around with your engine care. Even got this cold air intake on my watch list. I might just go for it. To keep the ride cool and your DIY streak hot. Find all the parts you need at prices you'll love. Guaranteed to fit every time. eBay. Things people love. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
Halloween's coming alive at Target. Jackie and Gordy, the Jack-O-Lanterns, here with last chance Halloween deals. Looks like Mom's got the old pumpkin bucket stocked with the best candy, starting at $5.99.
Lucky pumpkin bucket. Oh, there's Dad party planning with a same-day delivery order.
Yes, it's a BOGO 50% off pizza party with Target Circle. Plus, buy 3, save 40% on soda 12 packs with Target Circle.
Nice saves, Dad.
Make your Halloween come alive at Target. Need it last minute? Get same-day delivery with Target Circle 360. Restrictions apply.
Being arrested is embarrassing, humiliating, and potentially life-changing. If you want to rewrite the script on the worst night of your life, then you're going to need a stable of aggressive and skilled attorneys. I'm Gary Barton, owner of Barton & Associates, Attorneys at Law. We are here to get your life and reputation back. Visit TexasArrest.com or call 210-500-0000. That's 210-5-million. As a former major crimes prosecutor, I've seen almost every type of arrest scenario play out, from small degree drug accusations to death penalty capital murders. I've handled almost every type of case the state of Texas can charge you with. At Barton & Associates, we know how to flip the script and get your life back on track. Call us at 210-500-0000. That's 210-5-million. Or visit us at TexasArrest.com. That's TexasArrest.com. Barton & Associates, we are here to get your life and reputation back.
Principal Office, San Antonio.
It's football season, and you know the best place to watch games is at the Roof Hub, 281 in Redland Road, with those 3 massive 170-inch screens and TVs all around. College, pro, the games are on at the Roo. And when you show up at the Roof Hub, show up hungry. The food is fantastic. Open daily at 11. Great for lunch, great for dinner, great for late at night, and the best place to watch the game. Just down from the big blind, the Roof Hub is next to the Angry Elephant at 281 in Redland Road. We'll see you at the Roo.
Can you dig it?
Come into any Ewald Kubota dealer and dig the savings on the full line of Kubota excavators. Like 0%, 0 down for 48 months. Plus, save up to $10,000 off. Come see us. Kubota deals are here. Kubota deals are now.
Now through December 31st. See us or go to KubotaUSA.com for full disclaimer.
From the Gulf of Mexico to the hill country of Texas, Ewald Kubota is your Kubota dealer.
When you are just craving something salty and packs a crunch, Southern Recipe Pork Rinds is your crunch time decision. Game day just got a whole lot crunchier thanks to the powerhouse snack, Southern Recipe Pork Rinds. We're talking about crispy, golden bites of pure awesomeness. Pork rinds are your MVP snack. And get this, they're low carb and high in protein, so you can keep the energy high without the guilt. Don't settle for ordinary on game day. Grab yourself a bag of Southern Recipe Pork Rinds at H-E-B today.
All right, when it comes to getting life insurance for your family, a lot of excuses can get in the way. But ask yourself this. If something were to happen to me, who would pay the mortgage, the kids' education, and the other bills? Then forget the excuses and check out Ethos Life, the online, easy way to get life insurance in 10 minutes. Ethos has rates that you can afford, like a $500,000 policy for a 40-year-old male starting at $1 a day or $30 a month, with a few health questions and no medical exam. Get your free quote right now at checkethos.com. That's checkethos.com. Not available in all states. Rates do vary.
Progressive presents good news, bad news, dumb news, then great news. Good news. While leaning over the fence, your neighbors said you could save money bundling home and auto insurance with Progressive. Bad news. Your neighbor leaned over a little too much and broke your fence. Dumb news. Somehow fence wood is more expensive than wood. Great news. You decide to see if you could save money bundling at Progressive.com and to plant really tall shrubs. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers not available in all states.
The Morning Huddle.
But I can't master the bidet. There's a hover factor that I haven't quite figured out yet.
Yeah, I don't want no one to show me either.
Yeah, that's that's one of those you got to learn on your own. You got to do some OJT on this one.
Right,
I'll teach you, man. Yeah.
So what do I do, dude?
Yeah, just you lean forward and then you wiggle a little.
There's an aim that you got to zero in on this. It's like a bombardier during World War II.
The Morning Huddle with AJ and Rob. Weekday mornings 6 to 10. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. This is Game Night San Antonio on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Cell, step back, 3. Oh!
Every game night, the Blitz with Jason and Joe get you inside and ready for tonight's game.
Johnson! Oh, my goodness! Here comes
Players, coaches, insiders. This is Game Night San Antonio. And the pregame starts right now.
Spurs and OKC tonight. It is at Game Night San Antonio here on the Blitz. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. He's Joe Reinagel. I'm Jason Minix. Think about this game tonight on ESPN. 8:30 start time. Chet against Wemby. We talked about it last year. We're going to talk about it for the next 10, 12, 15 years. This matchup is always must watch.
That one, and I'm looking forward to the Paolo Banchero matchup whenever they meet with that dude, the way he's playing. But we'll keep it right here with Oklahoma City. I think it's going to be good, and Chet's been playing well. Chet has in Oklahoma City, who I think is the best team in the Western Conference. They're off to a 3-0 start, and it's going to be a tough game for San Antonio tonight.
Because I've been under the weather. Rob Thompson called in sick today from the morning huddle. We'll see if he shows up for work tomorrow or not. Wemby didn't feel good the other night, and you could hear it in his voice. And I saw a video of him from shoot-around today. He's going to play, and he's going to play at a high level. One of the things that I look at with CP3 saying today at shoot-around, he's still trying to figure out how to play with Wemby.
Still figuring that out, too. I think we still learning how to play off one another. He's not like anybody I've ever played with, you know what I mean? So it's not so easy to do this or to do that. I've never seen a guy that height do dribble step backs, and I've never set ball screens for a 7-foot guy, you know what I mean? So I'm still learning at the same time, too.
And he is, and it's going to take a little while, a few weeks for those two guys to kind of get on the same page. But Chris Paul's a vet, and he'll figure it out. The Spurs miss Devin Vassell.
Mm-hmm.
They need shooters, and they don't have any shooters. Keldon Johnson had a miserable night the other night. Jeremy Sohan played well, but they're missing Devin Vassell. And I think when he gets back, starts knocking down some shots, then that's going to open things up for Wemby, and things will be much better. But until that happens, I think the Spurs are going to struggle a little bit.
Well, I mean, getting Devin back and Trey Jones for that matter.
Trey Jones, too.
And again, training camp isn't much, and preseason games aren't much. So you use regular season games to try to figure things out. And that's something that Chris Paul talked about, not only trying to figure out Wemby, but just chemistry with this entire team.
I think for me, I'm still trying to learn a lot of the guys. They're trying to learn me. Training camp now is so short. You get right into the game. There's injuries that happen here and there. So we're trying to learn and figure out how to get some wins at the same time.
Yeah, and I mean, that's the deal, right? You try to figure it out early in the season and still try to steal a few wins. Luckily for San Antonio, after OKC, they've got Utah. So they should split this road trip at the very worst. But who knows? Maybe they can do something here tonight with Oklahoma City. The way Oklahoma City's playing, the talent that they have, this is going to be a very difficult game for the Spurs to even stay close. Hell, Oklahoma City's a 12.5-point favorite.
Well, and again, I mean, between Chet and SGA, they've got two legit MVP candidates, right? This is a true measuring stick game. I don't expect them to win. I want to see them play well. And I hate that because I want to see my teams win every game, but trying to be realistic with this Spurs team, hell, I think Oklahoma City can win the whole thing this year. They can win the Larry O'Brien Trophy.
Absolutely.
But measuring stick game. Last year, when Wemby was just a mere rookie, and we were all trying to figure out, holy crap, what the hell do we have? They were playing in Phoenix, a team that we all thought could go win an NBA championship, and they were on the road about third, fourth game into the season, and they got a big win.
Yeah.
And then we all thought, man, this is going to be better than we thought. And then the losses came in droves.
Yes.
I look at the Houston game the other day. If we can get that fourth quarter Spurs team for 4 quarters tonight, they'll have a chance. But what you saw in the first half against the Rockets, they do that, they might lose by 40.
No, they could. There's no doubt about it. But again, I just think it's they have Wemby, obviously, and he's the main cog, but they've got to have a couple of other guys, and they just haven't had that. Chris Paul, I think he 15 points the other night, and that's the most that he scored this year. So he's going to get into a rhythm. But they're overmatched tonight. It would take a miraculous performance to get a dub in Oklahoma City.
And again, miraculous. You're right. They're not at the level of Oklahoma City, and still shorthanded, obviously, without Devin Vassell. But this year, Pop told us it's about winning. This year, it's not letting the mistakes just, all right, guys, let's try harder. It's minutes are based on performance. Jeremy the other night, I love the energy. And what do you have, 19 shots?
Yeah.
And both of us were a little upset with that. The reality is they came within, the majority of those were in the flow of the game. I don't have a problem with that. Although I would like to see Wemby always as the guy taking the most shots on this basketball team, not Jeremy, especially when your shooting percentage is what it is. But shooters are going to shoot. It's Keldon Johnson that I was mad at the other night against Houston because the ball stuck with Keldon Johnson, and then he was taking up ill-advised shots and then not making those.
Yeah, he didn't have a good game shooting-wise the other night for sure. He's got to play better. I mean, we've talked about this, and I think both of us, I won't speak for you, but I think you were in on this. I didn't think he'd be on this roster right now. I thought he would have been gone, but obviously the Spurs either couldn't get what they wanted for him or they're going to wait until next year, when magical year of 2025. So, but I didn't think he'd be here. And he's got to play better just for his own sake. If he's not on this roster next year, that somebody will take a shot with him. But he just, to me, has been the most disappointing player on this Spurs team thus far, not only this year, but in years past.
Well, and again, disappointing because the potential, he's been solid. He's been solid, but the expectation at one point he could have been the face of this franchise moving forward.
Absolutely,
and he hasn't lived up to that potential. He's as good as he's ever going to be, and is that good enough?
It's a good way to put it.
And for what we thought he was going to be, for what we saw, the growth just wasn't there. And so, kind of the whole thing with the number over the offseason. Yeah, nobody is worried about it because, again, a lot of us thought he would be gone. But it kind of feels like there's a place for Keldon. I like Keldon. Man, I love Keldon as a dude.
Oh, yeah.
And he's a great teammate. But does he fit with what it looks like the Spurs are trying to do? And I don't think that he fits anymore. But kind of that, well, I don't know. I don't want to get rid of him. We like having him around. And you just wonder if the Spurs are that way. I mean, hell, Pop took him to the Olympics. He's a gold medalist.
Yeah, but think about when he took him to the Olympics. That was year number 1, was it not?
No, wasn't 1. He was a couple years in, but
couldn't have been. Well,
I mean, Keldon's been around for a long time, man.
Well, how long's he been around? That was 4 years ago.
He's already gotten a paycheck.
Sure,
a big one. I mean. I just like, I think they like him, but when he came in and what they're doing now, I don't know that he fits. But clearly either they couldn't get what they wanted for him or they couldn't get what they wanted for him.
Well, sure.
I mean, that's the bottom line.
That has to be it, right?
All right. I mean, because they could have gotten draft picks for him. They could have gotten another player for him, another shooter for him. The idea that they couldn't, I mean, let's face it. I mean, if they didn't like the guy, they would have sent him by way of Lonnie Walker, who I saw today. He's going to Europe. He's still trying to hang on to basketball dreams, just not in the NBA. He's going to go play over in Europe.
Nothing wrong with that.
No, he probably makes more money over there than he would here. But the reality is, if the Spurs really didn't like him, they could have just parted ways. So they like him enough to either they're going to get value in return or they'll keep him around because he's fun at parties.
Well, I just think he's their most tradable piece. If you're looking at keeping a Devin Vassell, unless you get something that's outrageous for that guy, but I think they're high on Vassell, and he'll come back and show why. But I just think Keldon Johnson's the most tradable piece. By the way, he was going into his second year in the NBA when he went to the to the Olympics.
Second year? Okay.
Second year. So he was drafted in 2019, and obviously the Olympics were in 2020.
Yeah.
So, and he played well his rookie year. And I really thought at that point in time, I was a big Keldon Johnson fan. I liked the draft pick.
Were.
Yeah, and so I thought he would be a star, but he just never has taken that step that I certainly haven't seen it, that you think.
No, he is what he is.
And I think you put it well. He's as good as he's ever going to be.
He is what he is, and it's not what we were expecting as fans. For the coaching staff, I mean, again, they're not just going to part ways with him like, Luka Samanic, or Alani Walker, but, we'll see. And again, maybe tonight he has an incredible game. I tell you, for the Spurs, 3 games, they've had more turnovers than their opponents in all 3. And they've made fewer 3-pointers in all 3. If they turn the ball over and they don't hit threes tonight, they're going to get run out of the gym by the Oklahoma City Thunder.
Oh, there's no doubt. And they may get run out of the gym anyway, even if they do hit a few shots. I just think Oklahoma City's that good. But who knows? I'm gonna hold out hope. By the way, is this the final year of Keldon Johnson's contract? If I'm looking at this correctly, he's making $18.5 million. $19 million this year, 24-25. And I believe that's it. That's the end of his contract. So he may just be a free agent.
Very tradable. Get something for him. That's what the Spurs will do. They want to congratulate Kenyon Walker. He DM'd at SA Sports Star on Instagram, no toes. He was the winner. So, Kenyon, congratulations. You get tickets to go see UTSA and Memphis on Saturday. Either respond to the DM or call Pledge and get your info.
Awesome.
No toes. No toes. You can still go vote in that poll.
Please do.
On Instagram.
It's getting closer.
At SA Sports
Getting
Star.
closer.
Yeah. World Series continues next here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Wembenyama! Riding 281 with the Blitz. Afternoons 2 to 6. KTFM Floresville. And everywhere at sasportstar.com. 1, 2, 3, Cowboys! South Texas home of the Dallas Cowboys. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Sunday at noon.